This is the Game of the Week. Here with your play-by-play for tonight's game is Tyler Henry.
The Salina Central football team is off to its best start in over a decade, and tonight it gets another strong test as the Mustangs welcome in the Andover Trojans for a rare installment of Thursday Night Lights. Last year, Central dropped regular season games to Ark City, Eisenhower, Andover Central, and Andover. This year, they've already avenged 3 of those losses, leaving just 1 more on the Mustangs' unfinished business tour here tonight. Hello, everyone, and welcome in for another exciting installment of our Game of the Week. And I'm Tyler Henry, and it's so good to be with you here in Salina, Kansas. This is without a doubt one of the best teams the Mustangs have had in the last several years. Not only are they one of just 4 undefeated teams left standing in Class 5A, but they also feature several future Division I athletes on offense and defense. Andover may come into this contest at 4-2, but both of those losses came at the hands of the elite in the state of Kansas, with Mays standing as the last undefeated team left in Class 6A, and Cape and Mount Carmel in the ranks of the unbeaten in 4A. Will Andover drop a third contest against a team without a loss, or will the Trojans rise up and strike another name off the list of unbeatens? We'll find out tonight in what should be an electric game at Salina Stadium. We'll take a break, but when we return, we'll hear from Mustang head coach Mark Sandbo and get you your new image audio keys to the game. This is the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. It's presented tonight by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
New Image Audio is offering ceramic tint. If you're sending your child off to school or your wife on a road trip, ceramic tint offers heat rejection up to 90%, privacy in a college town or in the city, helps keep the wear down on the AC system, making your car easier to cool down. Never worry about your kid locking their keys in their car. With Drone Mobile, you can unlock their car from anywhere. Vehicle breakdown in an unknown area, GPS locating helps roadside service find your loved one quickly with the ability to send the vehicle location directly to the rescue squad. New Image Audio, located at 340 South Broadway. Phone calls welcome.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Close your eyes.
Now, imagine yourself cheering from the bleachers at Salina South. Feel the pride of donning the colors of Salina Central. Picture the spirit of being part of the Sacred Heart community, or the camaraderie at Southeast of Saline. Envision the thrill of supporting El Saline or Bennington. Visualize the unity in rallying for Minneapolis High. Now, open your eyes and see yourself in team apparel from Messenger Total Promotions. Visit them in person in downtown Salina.
4 walls and a roof can make a house, but a home, that's where life happens. First steps, backyard birthdays, morning coffee, sunsets on the porch. Home isn't something you buy, it's something you feel. And when it's right, you just know. For 22 years, Dan Goebel has helped people in Salina find that feeling. And now, he's here to help you. Your home is out there. Dan Goebel knows the way. Call 785-819-1904 or visit Salina Homes to find your way home.
And now back to the football action with your game of the week.
So we're joined now by Mustang head coach Mark Sandbo. Coach, first and foremost, thank you so much for giving us some of your time today.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me on.
So your team is off to its best start since the last time Central won state back in 2005. I'm sure there's a lot to choose from here, but what would you say has been the best thing that you've seen from your guys so far this season?
Oh, man, there's a lot of positives. There's some negatives in there, too, that we got to clean up, but they've been really consistent. I think we've been taking steps forward, both offensively and defensively. We've had our setbacks, but at every level, you're going to have those types of things, but those are learning opportunities too. But we're taking steps in the right direction. We're getting cleaner. We're getting better, and we're staying healthy, and that's positive when it comes to Week 7.
A lot of games, from last year to this year have flipped from losses to wins. Arc City, Eisenhower, and now Andover Central. What have you seen maybe click this year that just didn't click last season?
I think there's some relativity to that. I mean, depending on who we're playing and what they graduated. I think we're a team that got better from last year to this year. We returned, I think, the most all-league returners in our division or in AVCL with 9. I think Goddard was 8. But I think that plays into it. We got some guys who were in the fire last year who are back in the fire this year, and I think some of those teams have graduated some guys. But good programs. They have a next guy up. We do too. We've got some guys who were JV players last year or turned into really good varsity players, and that's what you expect in a good program.
Well, and one of those guys that I did want to talk to you about right off the bat is Griffin Hall. He stepped into the role of quarterback really with ease. 15 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Where do you feel like you've seen him make the biggest leap from week 1 to now?
Yeah, that's a championship ratio right there. He's really good, and just under 80% passing. I think he's at 1,000 yards passing as well, or just shy of it. I mean, he's been terrific. We talk highly of him each week, and he's making good decisions. He's a dynamic runner. He's a really good passer, great arm, great accuracy, great decision maker. When you're doing those types of things and the weight that we put on our quarterback's shoulders, he's definitely making us go. He's a big part of it.
I'm starting to wonder if there's not just a treasure trove of bell cow running backs, sitting under Central's campus, because you go from, a guy like Kenyon McMillan, you found guys like that in the past, and now you've got Cooper Reeves. He's already over 1,000 yards rushing on the year, one of the best backs in the state. What's impressed you most about his campaign this season?
Yeah, I think, he's a fantastic athlete. He's a Division I wrestler. That's probably what he's going to end up doing. He's got places like Michigan, Wisconsin, Northern Iowa, reaching out to him that he's heavily interested in. And but what he's gotten, the steps he's taken has been, his vision and feel. Not everybody can get back there and be a natural running back. And he's kind of an old eye back guy, and he's got a greater feel of what we like to do in the zone game, and he's been terrific in our gap scheme. But when he gets there, man, he's a punisher. He's physical. And you're seeing that with what he's doing yardage wise, what he's doing from an eye test standpoint. He's a terrific back, and we've been lucky in my time and in Central's history that it's kind of been RB high school here. From who you listed off, Talon Peters, I feel like we've never had a bad back. They've always been terrific upper tier, and Cooper's exactly that.
100%. Well, and for as impressive as your offense has been, it seems like your defense has kind of turned the page as well. No one's put up more than 21 points on that unit this season. What have you seen those guys do to kind of band together and get that job done?
Yeah, it's kind of what we talked about at the beginning of the season, how much we returned there and the experience, and kind of maybe where we weren't as good last year. We thought we'd be better, and I think we're seeing that. Our back end and our second level is really good, and we thought they were going to be good. And I think our back end has gotten more confident each week, getting better each week, getting a better feel. Our second level returning guys that have been in the fire, we were a little nervous about what we had up front. I mean, when you graduate somebody like James McKinney, who was probably the best defensive lineman on every field he stepped on, you get a little bit nervous with that. But Ryan Callahan talking about guys who were sub-varsity stepping into it, Connor Carter is a returner, they've been terrific. And our run-stopping defense hasn't missed a beat from last year. But the challenge is going to be this week and what we have in front of us with Andover, because they're going to be really content to run the football, and they're going to do it when things aren't going well either. So we're going to have to be a great run-stopping D this week.
Well, and we'll get to Andover in just a moment. I have one more question on your team, though. For as fun as winning is, for as electric as these athletes are, just as a coach who gets to be around these guys every single week, how enjoyable is this group of guys, not even as players, but just as people?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I chose the right career. There's a lot of enjoyment being around these kids. I get to live vicariously through them on Friday nights. I should say on Monday through Thursday. Practice are fun. Prep's fun. We've been there. You always admire those guys when things aren't going as good through the year. They keep grinding away, kids and coaches. Fortunately, things are going really well for us, but, we still enjoy it. There's a lot of laughs. There's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of energy. I joke it's like playing real-life Madden, and that's a lot of fun.
This is kind of a unique one, right? You get a Thursday night game, a short week of practice. What are some challenges of, kind of just having your routine thrown off a little bit in a short week?
Yeah, we just backed everything up. And a little different for us. With how the school schedule plays out, I think I kind of enjoy the Thursday game. We've had back-to-back weeks where we've been off with the kids Thursday, Friday from school. So, you don't think about it, but that structure is really important for that 15 to 18-year-old. It's important for a 40-year-old. So going 2 weeks back-to-back like that's difficult. That's a difficult transition. But to play Thursday, it feels a little more similar. We'll get the kids in the morning for a little pregame lift, and then we'll feed them. And then we'll try to be as routine with the facilities opening up at 3:30 tomorrow, and we'll be in our normalcy. But, we've just backed up. Our Monday was our Sunday practice. Our Monday then went normal Monday. Then we went Tuesday being our Wednesday. Our Wednesday is going to be our Thursday. And then Thursday is going to be our Friday. So I think we've done a good job as a staff organizing that, trying to make it as systematic and as routine for the kids as possible. And then, I'm not arguing about being off on a Friday if things go well on Thursday.
Absolutely. Well, and you mentioned it before. It's going to be a big game coming up here tonight against Andover. When you have a chance to scout the Trojans on film, what stands out to you right away just about the way that they play football?
Yeah, they're going to be sound. I say it every week. They're well coached. They know what they want to do. They know what you want to do. They're going to be in the right positions to have success. They fire off the ball. They're content in what they're doing. Coach Cruz does a good job with them. He's gonna win his way, or he's gonna lose his way, but he's not gonna do it somebody else's way. And they want to run the football, and they want to run at you, and they're very content in doing it. And slowing down the pace of the game, limiting possessions, that's different from us. We want to get anywhere from that 9 to 11 or 10 to 12 possessions a game. They're very content in going 6 or 7. So the possessions we do have, we have to make the most of them, and at times we have to get them to have some 3-and-outs, even though that'll probably take 3.5, 4 minutes off the clock.
Maybe it's a product of, just the teams they've played. But at the same time, Andover's offense is ramping up. They've improved their point total in every single week from week 2 on. You mentioned, a team that wants to run the ball, a team that wants to play ball control. What are the keys to stopping an offense like that and getting your defense off the field?
Yeah, I think winning on first down, putting them behind the sticks, and they're looking at just the opposite. They're talking about winning, their yardage on first down. But I think if we can put them behind the sticks, that's how you stop a team like that. That's how you get them uncomfortable. And putting them in passing downs or putting them in long third and longs or second and longs. That's gonna put them in a little discomfort, even though they got some things in their hat they can pull out. But that's what we got to do defensively.
Speaking of defense, Andover's defense held Eisenhower to 7 points. They shut out Arc City. What challenges do they present on that side of the ball?
Yeah, we talked about them being well coached. They're in spots to defend you. They got athletes over there, as most all the teams do at this level. I mean, there's not a lot of holes, and if it is a hole, it's probably a sophomore who's the best athlete in his class that's having to play up. But they're going to be well coached. They're going to be in spots to have success, and our players, our Jimmies and Joes, hopefully are just better that night.
Well, and last thing for you, Coach, I know we talk about this every single week, but overall, if you had to boil it down into kind of the top few points, what are your biggest keys to the game to remain undefeated and roll to 7-0 this week?
Yeah, staying ahead of the sticks, both offensively and defensively. Not turning the ball over. I think possessions are going to be big. We got to score. The big thing and tracking points is how many points per possession. I think we need to be making sure that we're putting the football in the end zone, and not just with three. I mean, they're good enough to take a three and go 80 yards in 12 minutes and put 7 on the board, which makes you definitely uncomfortable. But that's going to be critical. And then special teams, when that time is called, that we're executing and we're putting them on their heels a little bit.
Well, Coach Sambo, thank you so much for your time, sir. Best of luck to your Mustangs here tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Once again, that was Mark Sandbo, head coach of the Central Mustangs. We'll step away, but when we return, pregame rolls on. You're watching the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. It's brought to you this week by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
At AJ Honey Farms, the honey is just the beginning. From raw honey and wax melts to happy bee balm and beekeeping gear, they've got everything buzzing with local flavor. Whether you're soothing a sore throat, starting your own hive, or gifting something sweet to a loved one, AJ Honey Farms brings the bees and the kind of sweetness only they can bottle.
This is Alan from AJ Honey Farms right here at 901 North 9th Street in Salina, Kansas. We truly appreciate your continued support and thank you for choosing local.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
No matter what team you support this season, CopyCo has you covered with off-the-rack and custom apparel for Salina South, Salina Central, Abilene, Chapman, Sacred Heart, southeast of Saline, Ellsworth, Minneapolis, Bennington, Solomon, and El Saline. Don't see what you're looking for in store? They can custom make items so you can support any local team or student athlete. From t-shirts and hats to hoodies and so much more, your home for local high school sports gear is CopyCo, located at 2346 Planet Avenue in Salina.
Obituaries and funeral announcements are available free of charge on salinapost.com. This community service is provided in part by Hire Scott Mortuary and Cremations, formerly Roselawn. Hire Scott Mortuary and Cremations, celebrating life, embracing legacy.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
Ready to take your nursing career to the next level? Memorial Health System in Abilene is hiring full-time registered nurses for their hospital emergency department, and they've got the perks to match. Sign-on bonuses, shift and weekend differentials, a child care stipend, and tuition reimbursement to keep you moving forward. Bring your skills where they'll make the biggest impact, right here in Abilene. Apply today at srhc.com. That's srhc.com to apply for this opening at Memorial Health System in Abilene, taking care of you so you can take care of others.
At Vernon Jewelers, we believe jewelry is more than just an accessory. It's an expression of who you are. It's also a piece of your life that can be passed down through the generations. That's why our expert team is here to listen, understand, and help you find that piece that speaks to your story. We're not just your local jeweler. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your partners in celebrating life's precious moments. Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina. In our 141st year, we are not old. We're just really good at what we do.
Lily Pad Septic, this is Callie, where we can get you a flush and a rush. How can we help you flush today?
Oh, it smells like something died out by my septic tank. It's bad.
Oh no, I know that smell you're talking about. Cole!
I smelt it from here.
Flush, the freakishly fast frog.
I'll follow the funk. It's not a dead animal, sir. It's your septic tank venting gases. Oof, she's full, real full.
That's the smell.
I've got to get back and tell Callie. Callie, he needs a pump out, quick.
Already got a pump truck rolling.
If you need a flush and a rush, call Lily Pad Septic.
We guarantee to inspect your septic issues within 24 hours.
Or you get a free septic tank pump out worth $399.
Lily Pad Septic.
We'll be there in a splash.
Callie, quick, kiss me. That stink stuck to my skin.
I, don't know if I can.
Oh, good. I can smell other things again.
And now back to the football action with your game of the week.
And welcome to Salina District Stadium. I'm Anthony Georges, joined alongside color analyst Brian Field. This is our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Our game sponsor tonight is Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. Salina Central comes into tonight's matchup with the record of 6-0 on the season. The Mustangs are looking for a league title tonight. Andover comes in. They're 4-2 on the season. A couple of tough games to start the season for them. But, partner, it is going to be a fun one tonight here in Salina.
It's ought to be a really good football game. Two teams that have some history against each other. Of course, they're in the same league, but they've also played each other in the playoffs. So there's been a few years where they've played each other twice in the same season. They have both knocked each other out of the playoffs in later rounds. And so this ought to be a really good football game. Of course, this is a great venue here in Salina, a really nice press box, nice field. You've got a nice view, and it's kind of a breezy night. You think that'll affect the game possibly tonight, partner?
I certainly do. Salina Central, they're a very pass-heavy team. Griffin Hall, the junior quarterback, 5'9", 170 pounds. They like to throw it. They can also run it, too. Time now for our new image audio keys to the game. Brian, both teams getting ready for kickoff. What are going to be some of the keys to the game tonight for our new image audio keys to the game?
Well, I think for Salina Central, they're going to have to watch Andover very run heavy. Andover has not thrown the ball very much this year. They're going to have to stop the running game of Andover. I think Salina is going to be up for that. For Andover tonight, I think the big thing is Salina's balanced. They've got a quarterback that can throw the football. He can also use his legs when he needs to, and they have a couple of really good running backs. And so Andover's going to have to be more honest in the secondary than maybe Salina's going to have to tonight, but Andover's going to have to make sure their secondary is good for the run, but they're also going to have to watch the pass. Salina's got, again, a good quarterback and some good receivers, a good balanced offense attack, and we'll see how both teams fare tonight. But again, two good football teams with some history, and I think we're in for a really good one tonight.
This ought to be a fun one. Salina Central 6-0 on the season. Andover is 4-2. I think another key to the game brought to you by New Image Audio is for Salina Central, like you said, Andover had almost 400 yards rushing last week. You've got to score when you're on offense. You've got to capitalize. You heard Coach Sandbo talk about it in our pregame interview. They like to eat the clock. Even if it's a quick drive for them, they don't score. They're going to eat some clock. They've only thrown the ball 31 times this season. Not that they can't throw the ball, because they can, but they prefer to run it. So we'll see what happens. Andover is going to kick it away. The Trojans are in their road white jerseys. They've got blue on the numbers and blue on the jerseys, the white helmets, an A on the side of the helmet. For Salina Central, they are in their home dark red maroon jerseys, white pants, maroon helmets, and the white numbers for the Mustangs. Averaging 42 points per game is the Salina Central offense. They are going to see the field first. They will receive. Andover will kick it away. Certainly going to be a fun one. Thursday night action. I can't believe we're already into week number 7. Here comes the opening kickoff. It's going to be a pooch kick to the far side. It is going to be received at the 33-yard line, bringing it back into the middle of the field, and then tackled at the 37-yard line is the Mustangs. That was number 3, Jeremiah Smith, a senior. All right, what do you like about the quarterback, Griffin Hall? He can really sling it.
He can. He throws the ball well. He's got a very good accuracy rating. He's at 70%. So tonight, that's the thing. Andover's going to have to be careful because, again, Salina Central can throw the ball, but they have Cooper Reeves, a senior running back, who's already got over 1,200 yards rushing this season for Salina Central.
Averaging 9.8 yards a carry. First snap of the game, 1st and 10, right hash, far side for the Mustangs. Out of the shotgun. And it's a high snap. It's going to go over the head of Hall. He's going to pick it up back at his own 25-yard line, goes to the far side, and then just throws it on the far side incomplete. And we will see
The coach on the far side is Jamie Cruz. He is sprinting to the referee on the far side. He was outside of the tackle box. He was outside of the pocket. Did not get it past the line of scrimmage. And I think they are going to throw a flag right here. They do on the far side. It's intentional grounding. On the first snap of the game, it's an errant snap over the head of the quarterback, and Salina Central is going to be backed up early.
The other thing, though, was there was only a lineman in the area, so there was not an eligible receiver in the area, too, so that was a double whammy for the quarterback, putting him in a bad spot on the first play of the game. But he did the right thing by moving outside of the pocket. He just didn't have a receiver there. You know, those receivers need to understand when your quarterback's in trouble, you have to come back to the ball, to the quarterback, and give them a target in case they do want to ground it like that.
And they don't make a lot of mistakes. That's a big mistake on first down. All the way back inside their own 20, back to the 17-yard line. It's another high snap. It's going to be a running play here to the near side. This is Cooper Reeves. Tries to cut it back to the right. He's going to be tackled at the 22-yard line. So a short gain. And you got to remember that penalty, too. It's not like it's just a 10-yard penalty. It's a loss of down.
It is. And Cooper Reeves right there, you saw. That was the thing that they're going to have to do tonight, Andover. Those linebackers at the second level, they're going to have to read that. They're going to have to be very gap responsibility sound and watch that running back as he hits the hole quick, and he is very dynamic.
Parker Pinks is the center, 6'2", 295-pound junior. A couple of high snaps to start. Trips here to the near side. Third down and long for the Mustangs. Shotgun snap, rolls the pocket, slings it here near side to Reeves. That's his 17th catch of the season. Gets it out to the 25-yard line, and then he's tackled right there by number 2, Daniel Beck. So a bad snap goes over the head of the quarterback, leads to a 3-and-out for the Mustangs. They're going to have to punt this football away.
Yeah, Beck, the outside linebacker right there, had flat coverage and did a really good job making that play.
So the quarterback is still on the field, number 7, Griffin Hall. He is the punter, so he's probably going to drop back and punt. It's 4th down and long here. 4th down and about 20 yards to go. The line to gain is the 47-yard line, and he is going to drop back and punt. It's a good snap, and it is going to be a pooch kick, high end over end punt. And Andover is going to receive the ball at their own 39. This is Barrett Hill. He's going to bring it over here to the near side and pushed out of bounds. Good starting field position here for the Trojans of Andover, 4-2 on the season. And they are led by a junior quarterback, 6'1", 175-pound quarterback, number 6, Will Quinn.
I want to talk about Barrett Hall for just a minute. Great decision. He did a nice job right there, the senior. He received that ball knowing that they were going to have good field position either way. He got to the sideline as quick as he could, did not try to get too much, got out of bounds knowing his team was going to have good field position. They're going to start at the 45-yard line.
So less than 90 seconds come off the clock for the Mustangs, and now Andover has the ball at the Salina Central 45-yard line, near hash right side. 10:36 to go in the first quarter. Tight formation for the Trojans. They do this a lot. A big offensive line. We'll get to it here in a second. It is going to be a running play. This is Vega right up the middle. He goes inside the 30-yard line and down to the 28.
Wow. That was a big hole right there. Looked like they just zone blocked that. Looked like maybe an inside zone run right there. Big hole. Big run right there on first down for Andover.
16 yards down inside the 30 to the 29. To the left hash they go. The left tackle, number 64, Connor Corley. Left guard, number 53, Ian Folger. The center, number 59, Vaughn Nunn. Right guard, number 72, Zane Tucker. And the right tackle, number 70, Tyson Ross. 1st and 10 from the Mustangs, 29-yard line. It's going to be Vega again. He's going to go right up the middle. This kid can run the ball very well. We'll get some numbers on him, but a good gain on first down.
Yeah, Salina Central looks like they're coming out in a 4-2-5 defense tonight. And, again, they've got their hands full on that running game because Andover very, very efficient with their run game. And for a team that likes to run the football, they get up to the line of scrimmage pretty quickly when they break the huddle and snap the ball. A lot of times those running teams want to eat clock, but Central gets the ball, Andover gets the ball snapped pretty quickly.
2nd down and 6. And again, it's going to be a running play right up the middle they go. This is Vega again, down near the 20, going to be stopped at the 21-yard line. He came into tonight's game with 129 carries. He's at 132 now, over 650 yards on the season, 4 touchdowns, and he does have 2 fumbles. 5'10", 180-pound junior running back. He's not the only one that can run. The quarterback can also keep it as well.
Looking to see how Salina lines up here. You're right. And, you know, standing down there, Salina's got some big kids. They've got some pretty good size, especially on their defensive front. But right now, this Andover offensive line's doing a great job.
3rd down and a yard from the 21-yard line. The line to gain is the 19. Here's going to be a running play. Vega's got it. He's going to power forward, and that clock just keeps on ticking. 8:55 to go here in this first quarter. They'll move the chains. First down. They're inside the red zone. The Trojans are on the move.
Pretty impressed so far with this offensive front of Andover. A game like this, especially two teams that can run the ball very, very well, the games are won in the trenches. Which offensive line's going to prevail, which defensive line's going to prevail. And right now, man, I'll tell you what, Andover pretty darned impressive moving the football, running that ball right at the heart of this Salina Central defense.
Both teams are 4-0 in league play, so the winner trying to get at least a share of the AVCTL Division II. 1st and 10 inside the red zone. And it is going to be another running play. Vega's going to go left this time, cuts it back inside, down just shy of the 10. They'll mark him at the 12-yard line. So let's take a look at Andover for a second. They're led by second-year head coach Jamie Cruz. Week 1, they lose 27-14 to Capon. Capon is having a great year in Class 5A. Week 2, they lose 27-0 to Mays, and Mays is undefeated, the only undefeated team in 6A. So they've been right there with some of the top teams, and they've won 4 straight. And they are trying to come in here tonight and knock off number 2 in Class 5A. 2nd down and 5 now for the Trojans. Again, they've kept it on the ground every play. They'll do it again right here. Here's Vega. This time he's going to be hit and pulled back right there for Salina Central. And on the play, number 10, Abram Owings, a senior linebacker.
Vega, just a blue-collar guy between the tackles. They're lining up in a flex bone. That's what Andover's running, is a flex bone. And what they're doing is just they're letting that interior line do their job, opening up some holes, and you're already starting to see Salina Central's defensive front already got some hands on some hips. This offensive line of Andover's having their way right now.
7:15 to go here in the first quarter. They're going to sprint to the line there after a couple of new guys coming to the game. 3rd down and 2 from the 10-yard line. Andover trying to punch it in here. Another running play. Vega's got it. He's going to power forward, and he looks to have the first down. He's got it down to the 8-yard line. They're going to move the chains once again. So for the Salina Central defense, they only allow 13 points a game. Their offense can score quick. Maybe a little bit shocked right now. You come in, don't make a lot of mistakes. First play of the game, the ball goes over the quarterback's head on a bad snap. So maybe a little bit shocked right now. Andover kind of forcing their will with this run game.
Well, this is Jamie Cruz's style of football because he did the same thing, ran a flex bone at Hayesville campus, also at Pratt, having some success with it here tonight. He loves this kind of offense. He just wants to grind right at you.
1st and goal to go from the 7. The Trojans are knocking on the door. It is going to be a QB keeper here to the near side, puts his hand on a blocker. This is the quarterback, Will Quinn. Not a whole lot of room to run. And on the stop there for the Mustangs is number 9, Jesus Delgado, a senior, one of the leading tacklers on this Central defense.
What I like that time, the defensive front read the way that they were blocking. They saw that they were changing up the blocking enough and knew that it was going to be a different play, read it well. It looked like they were trying to pull a lineman right there, and the defensive lineman got in the hip pocket and took him right to the play. Great play by the defensive front of Salina Central.
Only a gain of a yard. 2nd and goal from the 6 now. They're trying to get Salina Central to dump. The Mustangs don't jump. So it's 2nd and goal from the 6 still. Under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. 3 and out for the Mustangs. The Trojans are on the move, and we are going to get a timeout by the Trojans. We'll take a break as well. This is our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week, presented tonight by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
Welcome back to Salina Stadium. I'm Anthony Georges, joined alongside Brian Field. The Mustangs go 3 and out on their first possession of the game. A bad snap turns into an intentional grounding on the quarterback, Griffin Hall. And then the Trojans get the ball in plus territory, and they're on the move. 2nd down and goal from the 6-yard line. And we'll get your thoughts here in just a second about what the Mustangs can do to try to hold them out of the end zone. But here it's 2nd down and 6. It's going to be a pitch play to the outside. He's trying to get the edge inside the 5. On the carry and the pitch with Leland Schumacher, the junior. He's down inside the 5, down to about the 2.
Yeah, the safety right there for Salina Central trying to get his number. Did a great job reading that. He's got that outside responsibility right there, has the pitch man, read it perfectly, and went up there and made the stop. And that's just what Salina Central's going to have to do. They're going to have to stiffen up just a little bit in the middle. That defensive front, they're going with an odd man front. It looked at first like they were coming out with like a 4-2-5. looks like they're running a bit of a stack. They've got the 3 down linemen, and then they're moving their 2 outside linebackers up, so they're going with an odd man front. Looks like they're trying to pinch those outside linebackers a little bit.
They actually mark him out at the 3. 3rd down and goal from the 3. The Trojans are trying to get it in. Here's going to be a quarterback keeper driving his way in. He appears to be in. He's in for an Andover touchdown. A quarterback, Will Quinn, scores his 7th rushing touchdown of the season. And with 5:37 to go in the first quarter, we've got our first score. The Trojans are on the board.
Well, what's impressive right there, let's give credit to that offensive front of Andover Central, but let's talk about 3 guys in particular. Center, Vaughn Nunn. The left guard, Ian Folger. And then the right guard, Zane Tucker. Man, those 3 right there just basically dominated that drive and opened up some really nice holes for Andover.
Vega, the running back, is also the place kicker. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 7-0 is our score with 5:37 to go. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. The Mustangs are trailing. They haven't trailed a whole lot this season, but the Trojans jump out early. What's the message from Coach Sandbo here on the sideline?
Well, I think he just tells his guys, hey, it's early. Yes, they had a really good drive right there. Yes, they did take some time off the clock, but you just have to remember, teams they have a game plan. The coaches have a game plan. They're going to teach that game plan all week long. They'll make adjustments as they have to, but the players just have to execute that game plan. I think the big thing for Salina Central, remember again, trust the process, trust the play calls. You're a good football team. You're undefeated. You've had a good season. Don't panic right here. Just be calm. Run your offense. Everybody do your job. Everybody has an assignment. Be assignment sound and just make things happen the way they have all year. Trust the process. Trust who you are.
When I talked to Coach Sandbo earlier this week, I said, oh, so you're a passing team. He said, we like to pass it, but we can run it too. 345 yards rushing last week, and now it's going to be a pooch kick to the far side once again. Take it at the 22-yard line, far side, and then we're going to be tackled at the 30, so a gain of just 8 on the return. And on the carry there, on the return, I should say, appeared to be maybe number 22, Crew Humphrey. Tried to get a number on the far side, but the Trojans really covered him up. So 1st and 10 now for the Mustangs, again led by junior quarterback Griffin Hall. Let's go through the offensive line. Left tackle is Caden Snyder. Left guard is Warwick Blaricon. The center is Parker Pinks. The right guard is Sajan Mills. The right tackle is Reese Kelly. Okay, 1st down and 10 for the Mustangs. 2nd drive. They're going to pass it here to the near side, just a swing pass, and they are going to gain 4 yards on 1st down. And the pass was complete right there to number 4, Keaton Smith.
Keaton Smith, the senior running back, 5'9", 185. Just trying to hit him on like a little slant. Sometimes you just want to get your athletes in space. I do think that Salina Central is the more athletic team tonight. They're going to have to use that athleticism. They're going to have to try to get the ball outside a little bit because this defense is pretty darn good. In fact, they've got a nose guard for Andover Central here we'll talk about after this play. Or for Andover, excuse me.
2nd down and 6, out of the shotgun this time. It is going to be a running play here to the near side. Here's Cooper Reeves. He breaks a tackle, spins off a couple more up to the 36. Andover was on him quickly in the backfield right there. Parker Lane, the senior linebacker, hit him. Would have been a loss, but he spun off of it. Reeves is a big back, 6 foot, 215 pounds.
Yeah, in fact, that was a really nice play that time. Number 18, J.J. Remy, junior linebacker, 213 pounds, 6 feet. Did a good job making a tackle right there.
A big, crucial 3rd down already. Andover on top, 7-0, 4:28 to go here in this first quarter. The Mustangs went 3 and out on their first drive. They're going to try and avoid that right here. Out of the shotgun they go. Griffin Hall, the quarterback, is going to keep it himself. Brings it here to the near side. Lowers the shoulder at the 40-yard line. He's got the 1st down up to the 42. And they moved the chains. He needed 4. He got 6. 1st and 10 for the first time tonight. The Mustangs moved the chains.
So Hall right there, what I like about that, very quick. He knew exactly where that hole was going to be, but he had to get a good read, too, because you could see when they zone blocked that guard had to change his assignment just a little bit. He did a really nice job making that play, getting the 1st down.
That was his 65th carry of the year. He's got 4 rushing touchdowns, 475 yards. Here's the pass play to the far side. They're taking a shot on 1st and 10. Down the sideline. He had a man over there, but great coverage. The ball falls incomplete. In coverage right there, or on the receiving end, almost, was Bodie Rodriguez, number 1 for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and Leland Schumacher, number 1, also the junior defensive back right there. Great play. He was not really looking for the football, but when he saw the receiver put his hands up, he did what he needed to do. He put his hand up between the receiver's hands as the receiver tried to high point it and knocked it down. Nice play by the defensive back.
That was a beautiful football from the quarterback. 2nd down and 10 from the 42 on the Mustangs side of the field. Trips go to the right, one left. Receiver here to the near side is Gannon Cole. Reeves the running back at the right hip of the quarterback Hall. Another high snap, a delayed quarterback run, and a big hit by Andover, and a short gain, the hit right there by number 30. That is Aaron Kimball, a senior linebacker for the Trojans.
You know how they talk about a guy that has a nose for the football and a guy that's not afraid to stick his head right in the middle of the play? That's exactly what he did that time. Kimball, he's a senior linebacker. Really nice job making that play. Great tackle.
3rd down and 9 from the 43. The Mustangs are trying to go quick and trying to get the Trojans to jump. They don't. Trips to the right. One receiver near side. 4 receivers set. Reeves the running back. 3rd down and 9 from the Mustangs 43. Shotgun snap. Hall looking to pass. Looking deep. Throws near side. He's going to short arm it. It's going to fall in front of the intended target. Gannon Cole. The Mustangs get 1 first down. Now it's 4th down and 9 at their own 42. You're going to have to think another punt coming here for the Mustangs.
Well, I'm not sure right there what happened. I don't know if the quarterback thought he was going to come back to the football, but he was well short of his target. Cole right there.
3 minutes exactly to go in this first quarter. 7-0. The Trojans of Andover on top, leading the Mustangs of Salina Central. Dropping back to punt, the quarterback Hall. Again, another high snap. It is an end-over end punt to the far side of the field. Bounces at the 30. It's going to take a Central roll down to about the 20-yard line. So Hall kind of flips the field a little bit, but Salina Central's offense stalls out for a second time. A team averaging 42 points per game has kind of been stymied so far by this Trojans defense.
So I had an opportunity a little bit to watch Central in their jamboree against the Junction City Blue Jays, and this is a good football team. And I'll tell you what, you know, when you look at them on film and then you come out and watch them out here, they're actually bigger, and these guys can move. And again, Andover right now, if this is Jamie Cruz football. If they can get long, sustained drives running the football and eat clock, you know, they still go quick. They're not a team that typically waits till the last second to snap the football, but they like to use the clock and run the football.
1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. The Trojans are going to get a big run on first down. Still driving his feet is the running back, number 10, Pete Vega. He's going to be out near a first down, and they are going to move the chains. 1st and 10 right there by the junior running back.
Yeah, we talk about this a lot, you and I, but you know what I love about running backs that stay low and have a low center of gravity is as a running back, as you're getting tackled, you always want to fall forward if you can and get that extra yard or so, and right there he was able to do that to get the first down.
So 1st and 10, again, another tight formation. That's all Andover likes to run. Only 31 passes on the season. Another running play. This time they go to the left. The Mustangs' defensive front is there, but some push from behind. Gets a decent gain of 4 yards on first down. Again, the carry right there with Pete Vega. If it's not broke, why change? And they just keep running the same play to the right, this time to the left, and they gain a good amount on first down.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, I don't know if this kid can run the ball that many times throughout the game. They may have to pick somebody
He's got
else to run the ball.
130 carries through 5 games.
Yeah, he does. But, I mean, my goodness, that is quite the he is their workhorse tonight for sure, and you know he has been all season.
Here's an interesting stat for you. We'll get to it here in just a second. 2nd down, and they're going to call it 4. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper this time. On the stop for Andover Central is number 11, Gannon Cole. It was a quarterback keeper to the left side. Cole did not get fooled. He makes the tackle. So here's that interesting stat. Andover averages 37 pass yards per game. They average 290 rush yards per game, so just under 300. They had 400 last week, and they don't like to throw it, but why throw it when you can run it the way that they've been able to all season?
Their starting quarterback only has 17 pass completions on the season, so that's how little they throw the football, but why would you when you can do this, especially when you have a quarterback that can make that read on the option like that?
3rd down and 1 from their own 39-yard line. Here's a big 3rd down, a running play to the far side. Spins off a tackle. They had him in the backfield, but he spun off. He got the first down. Again, that's Pete Vega. And now there is 1 minute and 5 seconds to go in this first quarter. 7-0. Andover is on top, and they are driving once again.
Salina Central again. You know, a lot of times, and that's the thing about the difference in style of football now and the zone blocking. A lot of times low man would win, but the thing is, you know, a lot of times, especially as an offensive lineman, if you see that person start to swim or whatever they're going to do and you just kind of put your hands right there in their armpit, Andover's doing a great job blocking as Salina tries to move.
Here's a running play here, this time to the right. And it is going to dive forward on the carry right there is number 24, and that is Nas Williams. He's a junior fullback, 215 pounds. That might have been the last play of the quarter. We'll see what Coach Cruz wants to do. He's making his way out onto the field with 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Andover 7, the Mustangs of Salina Central 0. I'm not sure they're going to run a play again. They're huddled up at their own 35, and I think that is going to be the end of the first quarter. So the Mustangs offense only got one first down in that first quarter, and at the end of one, the score is 7-0. The Trojans are on top. This is our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Tonight's game sponsor is Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. We'll take a break. Back with second quarter action right after this, right here on Salina Post.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Welcome back to Salina Stadium. I'm Anthony George, just joined alongside Brian Field. It is our Salina Post Game of the Week, sponsored by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine. Our game sponsor tonight is Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. Andover leads 7-0, and they are on the move once again. The running back in the game is Nas Williams. Pete Vega's getting a break, and now it's going to be a running play right up the middle, right there for Salina Central. A couple of guys in on the stop. That is big number 76, Connor Carter. He's got 35 tackles now on the season. 6'1", 225-pound senior defensive end. Big third down right here.
It is a big third down, but it's a big third down more for Salina, I think, than it is Andover, because Andover's, like I said, their offensive line's doing a great job, but this is an important stop, I think, right here for Salina. Get their offense back out on the field and see if they can get something going.
Vega's back into the game at running back. Third down and 4. It is going to be a quarterback keeper to the far side. A great fake down the far sideline inside the 40, inside the 35, and tackled at the 33. It is the junior quarterback, Will Quinn. He kept it on that far side for a big gain on 3rd down and 3.
Triple option right there is what they did, and they've been motioning that wing back, and right there they just used him the option. They faked the handoff. The quarterback kept it. He read the end well. They got such a great seal with that tight end. He got down on the defensive end, opened that whole side up, and then downfield blocking right there by the wide receiver, number 1, Schumacher, did a really nice job helping to break that play.
And to Central Territory, 1st and 10 from the 34. Here's going to be a misdirection running play to the far side. The Mustangs are all over the Trojans. On the stop right there, number 5, Eli Craybaum, a sophomore in there to kind of sling him down.
Yeah, that was actually pretty nice. And Salina read that well, because sometimes that little bit of misdirection will work when you're just running the ball up the middle. Very assignment sound football right there by the defensive front and that outside linebacker on the left side for Salina.
You and I are both K-State guys. We've seen the Wildcats struggle with a similar offense like this in Army. K-State struggled against that Army offense. Do you think Central is not used to seeing this kind of offense, and that's what's making them struggle?
Well, maybe a little bit. The thing is, you got to be really assignment sound against the flex bone. It's a very disciplined offense. We'll get more into that in a second.
2nd down and 10, and it's going to be a pass play, a great fake. Look and hit a throw. He's got a man wide open downfield. The Trojans complete a pass inside the 15, inside the 10. There's a hit near the goal line. He's going to be pushed out at the 2. A great play action. They rolled it here to the near side. On the receiving end right there was number 12, Gatlin Tilson. He tight-roped it down the sideline but was stopped just short of the goal line.
That's a breakdown in coverage right there by Salina Central, and that's tough. It was a great play call because they've been running middle, then they ran an option. They go to the backside, the left side that time, and just sent a receiver out in the middle, right down the numbers, and he was wide open. Nobody went with him, so an assignment breakdown right there for Salina Central.
A gain of 32 yards, now 1st and goal to go. Vega, the running back in the game. It's going to be a quarterback sneak, and he is in for a Trojans touchdown. That's the second rushing touchdown of the night for the quarterback, Quinn. That is his 8th rushing touchdown of the season, and the Trojans are on top 13-0.
The other thing is for Andover right there, their offensive line, again, they can pass block too because their quarterback had plenty of time right there to set up as he was rolling out, stop, get his body set right, and make a really nice pass for the play to set up the touchdown.
So Vega to kick the PAT. 13-0 is our score. Andover leads Salina Central. There's the snap. It's a good snap. They're going to blow the play dead. The kick was good, but they're going to blow the play dead. The White Hat charges in. I think this is just the second flag of the night.
Somebody moved.
It's a false start on Andover. So we've seen an intentional grounding called on the Mustangs, and then a false start here on a PAT by the Trojans. Interesting, Salina Central only allows 13 points a game. It's 13-0 right now, and really Andover's offense is getting anything they want. I'd give credit to the offensive line.
I did not expect this, to be honest with you.
So here comes the pushed back farther attempt at the PAT. This has got a strong leg. The kick, and it's on the way, and the kick is good. Andover 14, Salina Central 0. We're going to take a break. This is the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Tonight's game sponsor is Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. The Trojans 14, the Mustangs 0.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey, Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
Welcome back to Salina Stadium. I'm Anthony Georges, joined alongside Brian Field. Having a great time here in Salina Central. We'll see if the Mustangs can get on the board at Salina Stadium. Vega's going to kick it to the right side this time. It's a pooch kick. Can the Mustangs get something going on a return? They're going to bring it into the middle of the field. The Trojans are all over it. On the return there for the Mustangs was number 5, Eli Craybaum. It is 14-0. Andover is leading Salina Central. Central 6-0. Andover is 4-2. What do they got to do right here to get back on track?
Well, Jeremiah Tillett, the junior, did a really good job on special teams right there, getting down there. I like so Andover does a lot of what a lot of other teams do. They like those high coverage kicks. They're going to kick it to a number or a specific spot on the field. High coverage kicks so they can get their cover team down there. Did a really good job executing that right there.
We'll see if the Mustangs offense can get going. It is going to be a quarterback keeper right up the middle. Hall's got it, breaks a couple of tackles, zigzags his way past the 30 up to the 32-yard line. Griffin Hall has got 15 passing touchdowns on the season, 4 rushing touchdowns. The next touchdown that he contributes will be his 20th overall contribution on a touchdown this season. A team that averages 42 points per game was held scoreless in that first quarter.
Salina Central is going to have to get this spread offense going here.
2 receivers come near side. At quarterback keeper to the far side. It's going to be a first down and more. Here's Hall into the open field past the 50 and down to the Andover 44-yard line. A big gain right there. And the Mustangs, for the first time tonight, get out in some open space and run.
Trust the process. We just talked about that. What he did, he got in behind an H-back. They had a power spread set up right there. They had an H-back kind of move across the formation. He blocked through that B gap. Nice play right there by Salina Central.
Hall and the Mustangs would like to go quick. Reeves goes from right to left. Have not called his name much tonight. And here we are going to call it right here. Here's a running play to the left side. Reeves lowers the shoulder, delivers the blow down to the 39-yard line, a gain of 7 yards. They're going to try and get Cooper Reeves rolling a little bit here on this drive.
Inside handoff, they went back to the backside with their running back, and they went behind that H-back again. Same hole, same play, just ran it to a different back a little differently.
Second down and 3 inside the 40, so the best drive of the night so far. Out of the shotgun, it is going to be a pitch play here to the near side. Reeves is trying to get into some space. He's going to be hit, spins off a tackle, past the 35, spins down to the 30. A nice gain right there by the senior running back, Cooper Reeves. Over 130 carries now on the season.
Yeah, I think Salina Central's gotten pretty motivated right here. I think they realize they better do something quick, down 14-0 here. and 8 minutes left in the half, and they need to score here. This is an important drive for Salina. They sense it. They're showing some urgency here, and they're doing a nice job executing.
Mustangs tried to get the Trojans to jump. The officials don't throw the flags. We didn't come across. 1st and 10 now inside the 30 at the 29-yard line. 3 receivers set, twins left, 1 near side. Out of the shotgun is the junior quarterback, Hall. It is going to be a delayed quarterback run here to the near side. Andover is all over it. And it's going to be a short gain right there, number 57 for the Trojans on the stop, Parker Lane. That's the 3rd time we've called his name so far in this game.
I'm really impressed with Andover's linebackers. They're really good at reading those gaps, and they're getting in there making good, sound tackles. But, your gap responsibility is so big, especially against a team that throws the football, because your linebackers are so important against the run, because a lot of times your secondary has to be true to that passing game and that opportunity off of a play action, especially out of a spread. And so this linebacker core tonight for Andover's done a nice job.
Ball's out the 29-yard line, so no gain. Here's a swing pass to the far side off the hand of the running back, Reeves. It was a forward pass. It's incomplete. They could have completed the pass. He might have been able to break it upfield down the far side and get outside the numbers, but it falls incomplete. And another 3rd down and long for the Mustangs.
They had that set up. That was really nice, actually. They just wanted to get their athlete the ball out in space. They had a couple receivers out there blocking for him in kind of a screen-style play there on the swing pass, and unfortunately he dropped the football.
Looking to go quickly here, hard count, and now they'll look here to the near side. 19 seniors are on this team for Salina Central. They are 6-0, 4-0 in league play. They had senior night before the game started. 3rd down and 10. Reeves is going to run it here to the near side. He's got some space, and he's going to be tackled at the 23-yard line. So 4th down, and the Mustangs are going to go for it.
Yeah, right there. He kind of hesitated like maybe he was going to try and bounce that outside, and the linebacker did a good job in a good open field form tackle right there, making that play. But, gosh, if he'd have been able to keep going right there, he'd have had that 1st down.
6:40 to go in the first half. Trips to the left side, 1 receiver near side. 4th down and 5, they're going to call it from inside the 25 to the 24. A big down right here. Can the Mustangs keep their 3rd drive of the game alive? We only have 6 minutes to go until halftime.
Andover showing blitz right here.
Reeves goes in motion from right to left, and we are going to get a timeout.
Oh, wow. When the quarterback and the back both moved like that, though, they can't shift at the same time. I'm surprised that they didn't call a penalty right there.
Seeing the coach slowly moving towards that ref, so that ref's attention might have been on the coach.
That might be what it was, because you can't have 2 guys moving like that. The quarterback can move, but when you got your back shifting like that, that's kind of an interesting situation right there. But again, Salina, again, they don't need to panic. They got plenty of time, 6:20 left here in the 2nd quarter. They're a good football team. They have to know that. Their defense just needs to stop that running game. But we talked about this. The key for Salina tonight, period, was this: stop Andover's running game. Jamie Cruz wants to run the football. That's what he does. He loves his flex bone. He's taken it everywhere he's been, and he uses it, and he loves that, and his team's executing it very well tonight. But Salina Central's defense is going to have to stop that. But right here, this is a critical situation for Salina Central. I really do feel like to change the momentum of a game, I think this is an important possession. They need to get a 1st down right here.
A big 4th down coming, 4th down and 5 from the 24. Receiver to the far side, Gannon Cole and Keaton Smith into the slot. Reeves is the running back out of the shotgun. Receiver near side is Bodie Rodriguez. They took a shot to him earlier. Has not had a reception yet. Shotgun snap, rolls the pocket, looking to throw deep. Looking near side, slings it here near side. Pass is caught for a 1st down inside the 15. That right there is Noah Peck, the senior wide receiver. 6'5", 245. He's got it for a 1st down, and he's inside the red zone.
They brought him across the formation on a shallow crossing route, and he just found an open place in the flat right there. Great ball, great delivery, well-run route by Salina.
1st and goal to go from the 10. Here's a running play to the quarterback, near side, into the end zone for a touchdown. Griffin Hall takes it himself, and the Mustangs are on the board with 6:06 to go in the first half.
Yeah, well blocked. I think they like that B and C gap. They like that combination right there, and they're getting that well blocked with their offensive front. Great play right there. Hall, again, he shows you he can do it with his arm and with his legs. That dual threat quarterback can be tough for a defense to contain, and that's how you can tell that that's how they have decided they're going to counter this, and they did a really nice job on that drive, mixing up their plays. I like those play calls on that drive.
Here comes the PAT. The kicker, number 17, Elijah Duxler. There's the snap, the hold, the kick. It is on the way, and the kick is good with 6:06 to go in the first half. Andover 14, Salina Central 7. We'll take a break, back with more football right after this on Salina Post.
New Image Audio is offering ceramic tint. If you're sending your child off to school or your wife on a road trip, ceramic tint offers heat rejection up to 90%, privacy in a college town or in the city, helps keep the wear down on the AC system, making your car easier to cool down. Never worry about your kid locking their keys in their car. With Drone Mobile, you can unlock their car from anywhere. Vehicle breakdown in an unknown area, GPS locating helps roadside service find your loved one quickly with the ability to send the vehicle location directly to the rescue squad. New Image Audio, located at 340 South Broadway. Phone calls welcome.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Welcome back to Salina Stadium. This is the Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Our game sponsor tonight is Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. A touchdown by the Mustangs. A fair catch is going to be called for here on the kickoff by Andover. And the fair catch right there was called by number 80, Brooks Brown. So you get a touchdown drive if you're the Mustangs, and now you've got to respond. The defense has not stopped Andover yet. Big opportunity right here. 6:06 to go until halftime.
Yeah, but that was a key score that time for Salina Central. You know, kind of get some of your mojo back, give yourself a little bit of confidence, get your sideline fired up, get your crowd fired up. Now their defense needs to get fired up, and they need to stop Andover. Andover's done a really good job just running between the tackles, B-gap, A-gap, just going at it. They've really used the A-gap mostly. They did have the one nice long pass play. They don't throw the ball much, but when they do it in very key situations. They do it effectively.
1st and 10 from the 25 after the fair catch. Andover up under center as always. It is going to be a quarterback keeper, a great fake, a couple of broken tackles out past the 30 and up to the 33. Man, it looked like they stuffed the running back right there. The quarterback, Quinn, says, I've still got it. He picks up 8 yards on first down.
Double lead right there. They took the left wing back, ran him in motion. He got with the right wing back, and they just ran a double lead. So a little bit of power right there. The quarterback just followed him through the hole. Was very well executed by Andover.
Under 6 minutes to go until half. Andover gets the ball to start the second half as well. Tight formation, 2nd down and 2 from their own 33-yard line. It's a pitch play to the far side. He's got the edge. He's got the first down and a whole lot more. 45, 50 to the 45, cuts it back inside, and they're going to say he's out of bounds at the 44. He was going to still be running. Right there was number 5, Barrett Hill. He had a return earlier, and I know he's impressed you tonight.
He has, and I think I got to say this. The thing that's really impressed me the most, so the flex bone is a very disciplined offense. The thing is, the defense has to be disciplined to stop it. You're forcing them. When you hear defensive coaches talk all the time about linebackers and secondary players keeping their eyes right, you can't get caught up in the motion and some of those things. It's exactly what happened right there. That was just good, sound, smash mouth, power sweep right there by Andover.
1st and 10 for the Trojans, now on the Mustangs side of the field at the 44-yard line. And it is going to be a handoff right at the middle. Vega hasn't got it for a while, but he'll take this one up past the 40 and up to the 37-yard line, a gain of 8 yards. So whether he runs it, the quarterback Quinn runs it, or they go around the edge on a sweep, they are having all kinds of success in this run game. Only the one pass, and it went for 32 yards.
Well, and the key to the flex bone is your offensive line, and this offensive line for Andover has been impressive tonight.
2nd down, and they'll call it 3, short 3. And now the Mustangs are going to jump across, and it's going to be offsides. The official on the far side is running in. We'll see if he sticks with offsides. The official on the near side first signaled that it was 2nd down and 3. If it is, which appears to be, it'll be a first down for the Trojans.
Yeah, it was just a defensive lineman right there trying to get a jump because this offensive front for Andover, you know, they're getting the push. On every play, they're getting 3 or 4 yard push, and their backs are just getting right in behind that. But you're right, Anthony, what they're doing very effectively is they're running the middle so well, and Salina's had to focus on that so well that now it's opening up some outside plays for Andover.
What a beautiful night for football in Salina. 4:42 to go in this first half. It's going to be a running play to Vega right up the middle, just punishing that defensive line. And on the stop there for the Mustangs, trying to see as he gets up. It looks to be number 76 once again, Connor Carter.
So the other key, you got to have a good offensive line to run the flex bone. You got to have a really, really good fullback behind your quarterback, and that is what Vega is. Man, I am so impressed the way he keeps his legs moving. He spins. He breaks out of tackles. He's always got some part of his body moving forward. He lets his momentum take him forward as he gets tackled, and that's very key by a fullback.
2nd down and 5. It's going to be a pitch play here to the near side. They come to left this time. He's got blockers out in front. Schumacher inside the 25 and down to the 20. As he got close to the 15, he was pushed out, and they're going to mark him back at the 19-yard line. But Schumacher, we've seen the speed when he gets to the edge, and it's another 1st down, and they are at the red zone, are the Trojans once more.
Yeah, they pulled number 64, their guard. He did a really nice job getting out there and picking who he was going to block. The thing is, he was looking for somebody to block because the end came across the line, so he just went out and got to a linebacker. But it was a really nice play. It was very well blocked, and right now you're seeing that on the sweep. Andover, their offensive line, that's athletic for a guard right there, number 64, 64 is Connor Corley, senior.
Here's going to be a running play to Vega right up the middle, and it's hard to see how many guys are in on the stop for the Mustangs because so many of them are trying to tackle him, but he just keeps his legs moving, like you said, 5'10", 180, runs like he's 200 pounds, just keeps his legs moving, almost like he really appreciates the contact as he just keeps driving his legs, and he got 4 more right there.
Well, Jesus Delgado, the senior linebacker for Salina, 6'1", 225, did a really nice job right there, getting low. A lot of times when you've got a running back with a low center of gravity, that's what you got to do is you got to get lower than he does and not let him finish that run.
From the 16-yard line, 2nd down and 6, 3:25 to go in this first half. Here's going to be a quarterback keeper to the far side. He makes a man miss, and he's tackled inside the 15 at the 12. And again, the quarterback keeper, Will Quinn, when he gets out in space, he's got some speed too. He's short of the first down, but picked up 4 yards. 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go until halftime. Andover's going to get the ball to start the second half, too. They're going to try to do a 2-for-1 situation here.
Well, I knew Andover loved to run the football, and you knew that this was going to be their goal coming in, but, man, I did not expect their offensive front. This is a really, really good offensive line, Anthony, and they are really winning in the trenches now in this football game.
3rd down and 2. You can hear the Central Mustangs fans try to get on their feet and make some noise. It's going to be a running play. I think Central stops him. No gain on the play. On the hit right there was big number 68, Sajan Mills. Typically plays offensive line. Got in there on the stop right there. Short of the first down. Here comes a big 4th down with 2:25 to go in this first half.
Yeah, and also you had a couple different players. It looked like Isaiah Wakes, the junior, got in there also making a tackle for Salina Central. So that was big. They read it that time. Here's the thing. Get your stop on 4th down. Andover looks like they're going to go for it. They're not going to kick the field goal. I think they want to get the first down here, and why not give it to your big guy, Vega. Give it to him right through the A-gap behind that center and see if you can get it.
5 seconds on the play clock. Up under center, trying to go hard count, and Andover is going to take a timeout with 1:58 to go here in this first half. We'll take a break. This is our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Tonight's game sponsor is Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
At AJ Honey Farms, the honey is just the beginning. From raw honey and wax melts to happy bee balm and beekeeping gear, they've got everything buzzing with local flavor. Whether you're soothing a sore throat, starting your own hive, or gifting something sweet to a loved one, AJ Honey Farms brings the bees and the kind of sweetness only they can bottle.
This is Alan from AJ Honey Farms right here at 901 North 9th Street in Salina, Kansas. We truly appreciate your continued support and thank you for choosing local.
Welcome back to Salina Stadium. I'm Anthony George, just joined alongside Brian Field here on Salina Post. This is our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. A big 4th down right here. 4th and 2 from the 12-yard line. Andover's going to go for it. You got to feel like that defensive front, which includes some offensive line guys for the Mustangs, feels pretty good after that stop on 3rd down.
Well, you and I were just talking about that during the break. Here's the thing. We're doing 5A football tonight. You and I do a lot of 6A football where you see a lot of 2 platoons. You have defensive players and then offensive players. A lot of these players are going both ways, and that's making this tough for Salina.
How about the crowd? The Mustang fans are waving their flags. They got here tonight. A big 4th down, 4th and 2. Vega in the backfield. It is going to be a quarterback keeper. Pitches it here to the near side. He's got the first down and more, and tackled inside the 5 on the carry, or the pitch, I should say, was number 5, Barrett Hill. They got him out in space. They got the first down, and he is down near the 5-yard line. First and goal with under 2 to go.
Triple option right there. You know, that's the thing about the flex bone. You can fake it to that fullback or give it to him. The quarterback then has the option to run. He reads the end. The end came to him, so he went ahead and pitched it, and you had a wide receiver out there again. I'll tell you what, I've been pretty impressed tonight. Of course, when you're a running team, that's what's going to happen, but we'll talk about it in just a second, the blocking.
90 seconds to go here in this first half. Andover knocking on the door once again. Vega's going to run it right up the middle, a gain of just a yard of the 5-yard line, and I think we're going to get a timeout here by Salina Central. Coach Sandbo makes his way down the sideline and calls a timeout with 1:21 to go in the first half. Andover 14, Salina Central 7. Let's keep it here. Let's thank some of our great sponsors who help make these broadcasts happen. AJ Honey Farms, Sage Products, Lily Pad Septic, Commercial Tire Center, and Smart Insurance. We'll thank all of our sponsors throughout tonight's broadcast. This is our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Tonight's presenting sponsor is Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. So a big fourth down conversion right there. Second and goal from the 6. The Mustangs have one timeout left. You've really got to try and hold them out of the end zone here because they're going to get the ball back right after halftime.
Well, here's what I wanted to say. So the thing about a team that runs the football a lot, as a wide receiver, you have to be really bought in to what your team does, because you know that you're only going to get the ball thrown to you. 17 completed passes in 6 games. So what does that mean? You're going to average throwing the football maybe just a couple times a game. So your receivers have to block well downfield. And tonight I am very impressed with Leland Schumacher, the junior. He's a slot receiver and defensive back. He does a great job blocking downfield, and he made a really nice block there on that option play. And so that's the thing. When your players are bought in like this, man, that really makes things go, and Andover's doing a great job.
14-7 is our score. The Trojans are knocking on the door once again. Out of the flex bone, 1:21 to go in this first half. Can the Mustangs get a stop before halftime? Andover gets the ball to start the second half. It's going to be a quarterback keeper right up the middle. He's driving his way forward. He's short of the goal line at the 2. We are going to get another timeout with 75 seconds to go in the half. Third and short, third and goal from the 2. We'll take a break. Back with more football right after this on Salina Post.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back to Salina Stadium. It is our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. 75 seconds to go until halftime. Third and goal from the 2. And they are just running it up the gut with an occasional pitch play to the outside. A big couple of downs here. Salina Central is out of timeouts. Andover still has 2 timeouts left. So 2 plays to get it in the end zone from 2 yards out. We'll see if this Mustangs defense can stand firm. Third and goal from the 2. Vega or Quinn. Those are the 2 guys that have done the damage tonight. Quinn already has 2 rushing touchdowns. Third and goal from the 2. He's going to go left. He's buried in the backfield. A big stop right there by big number 64. That is Caden Snyder. It's a loss of 1.
Yeah, he also plays offensive line. And right there, he read that beautifully. What he did is he saw the line. They were going to block. They looked like they were going to double team right there. He slipped in behind it and did a great job reading the play. I think maybe the thing is that the quarterback right there, I think he had the option, Quinn. He decided to keep it. That was read beautifully right there by number 64 for Salina Central.
Andover's going to kick the field goal here from the 3-yard line. 35 seconds to go in this first half, and now looks like Coach Cruz is trying to take a timeout on the far side. There's 1 second on the play clock. He gets it off. 31 seconds to go here in this first half. It's 4th and goal from the 3. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. We'll thank some more sponsors. Vernon Jewelers, Salina Regional Health Center Careers, Hire Scott Mortuary, Dan Goebel at Salina Homes, and Messenger Total Promotions. All right, here's the situation. If you kick the field goal, you go in with a 2-score lead and get the ball to start the second half. Now you kick the field goal here. Salina Central's already blocked a kick this season. Jesus Delgado blocked a kick earlier this year. Salina Central, if you can find a way to block this, get a hand on this or something to hold them to nothing here, you'd be feeling pretty good after the way this first half went.
Come away with some points. That's what I would do right here. If you trust your kicker and you know your kicker can do it, then I would definitely make the kick right here. Do the kick because, yes, if you don't score, are you still up by 7? But Salina did a really nice job on that last drive when their offense scored, and I think that Coach Cruz knows, hey, points might be at a premium here in the second half. Let's get out of here with some points, and they are going to keep their kicker on the field, Anthony.
It will be a 20-yard field goal from the right hash, far side. The kicker is Vega. He is 3 of 5 on the season with a long of 33 yards. Vega trying to make it a 2-score lead. It's 17-7 if he knocks it through. Right now it's 14-7. There's a high snap. It goes through the hands of the holder. Picked up by Hill. He's going to throw it towards the end zone, and it's going to be a flag in the end zone. It is going to be pass interference. They tackle the intended target, the receiver in the end zone. A flag flies. It was a bad snap right through the hand of the holder. Number 5, Barrett Hill picked it up. He rolled out to the right. We'll check the flag. Wow.
I think they're going to talk about it, but you're right. So
probably an ineligible man downfield as well.
Well, that's very well what it could be. But, well, not.
It is pass interference.
Okay, yeah, it wouldn't be an eligible man downfield because once the ball is fumbled like that, you can get your guys down because, you know, you can also call fire and have if you have a problem with the snap, you do send your receivers out. The thing is that holder did such a great job getting out there and delivering that football. It's unfortunate for Salina because they had it well covered, but you're right. You know, instead of going for the ball, they tackled the receiver, and so that's a big mistake by Salina Central, but a huge break for Andover.
Oh, my goodness. What a scene. And now they're going to try to kick it again.
This is a little tougher angle, too, from the far right hash for a kicker because you're close to the uprights. And so this isn't a gimme right here.
Had to be offsetting penalties. We didn't get the official call, but it would have been half the distance. It's a good snap this time. The kick is on the way, and the kick is good. But hold on. We got another flag on the far side. It's going to be offsides on the Mustangs.
Yeah, they'll decline this.
So the kick was good by number 10, Pete Vega. That'll be his 4th made kick of the year. We'll see what Coach Cruz wants to do. It is 4th and goal from the 3.
The longest, I think, was reading through the stats earlier. I think it was like 27 yards.
33
maybe.
yards was the longest, and they're gonna go for it now. Half the distance, take it from the 3 to inside the 2, and it looks like the offense is coming back onto the field.
Taking points off the board. A little unorthodox sometimes too, though, even though you want to get the touchdown here and know you got a half yard, but you did take some points off the board right there.
23 seconds to go in this first half. We went from a bad snap to a made kick and a couple of penalties. Now we got 4th and goal from the 1, and now Salina Central's going to jump off sides once again. They went hard count. They're just trying to get it closer and closer and closer, and now they're going to be less than a half yard away from the goal line on 4th and goal.
Yeah, both teams right now, they're just – Salina, you can tell they're getting a little frustrated here, and they're pressing just a little bit because they want to make a stop, and I think they are frustrated, and that's the thing about a disciplined team.
4th and goal from the 1. He's going to dive in. It's a quarterback sneak, and he's in for a touchdown. Coach Sandbo and some of the coaches on the near side are saying no way. The official on the near side says yes, he's in. It is a touchdown for the Trojans with 19 seconds to go in this first half.
Here's the thing about a very disciplined offense and a disciplined team, and Coach Cruz has his players. They're playing very disciplined football tonight. They're running their offense very disciplined. Their special teams right there, you saw the bad snap, but I'll tell you, now they're going to go for their extra point here, but they went quick right there, and like you said, he just jumped over the front of the line there for the touchdown.
Here comes the PAT. We've seen the snap issue just a second ago. It's a low snap, but a good hold. The kick is on the way by Vega, and the kick is good. 21-7 is our score. 19 seconds to go in the first half. We'll take a break. Back with more football right after this on Salina Post.
No matter what team you support this season, CopyCo has you covered with off-the-rack and custom apparel for Salina South, Salina Central, Abilene, Chapman, Sacred Heart, southeast of Saline, Ellsworth, Minneapolis, Bennington, Solomon, and El Saline. Don't see what you're looking for in store? They can custom make items so you can support any local team or student athlete. From t-shirts and hats to hoodies and so much more, your home for local high school sports gear is CopyCo, located at 2346 Planet Avenue in Salina.
4 walls and a roof can make a house, but a home, that's where life happens. First steps, backyard birthdays, morning coffee, sunsets on the porch. Home isn't something you buy, it's something you feel. And when it's right, you just know. For 22 years, Dan Goebel has helped people in Salina find that feeling. And now he's here to help you. Your home is out there. Dan Goebel knows the way. Call 785-819-1904 or visit Salina Homes to find your way home.
Welcome back. After a touchdown for Andover, the Mustangs are going to have one last shot here in the first half. Taking it to the far side right there for the Mustangs is number 10, Abram Owings. There is just 15 seconds to go. No timeouts here for the Mustangs of Salina Central. What a wild sequence that was. You go from a bad snap on a PAT to a great play by the holder. Throws it into the end zone. You got pass interference. Then you go to a field goal, a made kick, but it was offsides. And then they decide to go for it on 4th and goal from the 1, and they punch it in. So it's 21-7 with 15 seconds to go.
So it makes you wonder, like you said, and it could have been, not that it couldn't have been an ineligible man, because if one of your linemen was further downfield than thought, but usually in a goal line situation like that, that's a little bit harder to make happen. Salina, they've got 15 seconds here, see if they can get in field goal position.
1st and 10, they're going to swing it here to the near side to Rodriguez. He's going to try to break forward. He's going to break a tackle, and he goes down to the 32. And there is no timeouts left. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, and the clock is going to run out on the Mustangs. At the end of the first half, our score, Andover 21, Salina Central 7. We'll take a break. We're back with more football right after this. This is our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Tonight's game sponsor is Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
Obituaries and funeral announcements are available free of charge on salinapost.com. This community service is provided in part by Higher Scott Mortuary and Cremations, formerly Roselawn. Higher Scott Mortuary and Cremations, celebrating life, embracing legacy. Close your eyes. Now, imagine yourself cheering from the bleachers at Salina South. Feel the pride of donning the colors of Salina Central. Picture the spirit of being part of the Sacred Heart community, or the camaraderie at Southeast of Saline. Envision the thrill of supporting El Saline or Bennington. Visualize the unity in rallying for Minneapolis High. Now, open your eyes and see yourself in team apparel from Messenger Total Promotions. Visit them in person in downtown Salina.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
Ready to take your nursing career to the next level? Memorial Health System in Abilene is hiring full-time registered nurses for their hospital emergency department, and they've got the perks to match. Sign-on bonuses, shift and weekend differentials, a child care stipend, and tuition reimbursement to keep you moving forward. Bring your skills where they'll make the biggest impact, right here in Abilene. Apply today at srhc.com. That's srhc.com to apply for this opening at Memorial Health System in Abilene, taking care of you so you can take care of others.
At Vernon Jewelers, we believe jewelry is more than just an accessory. It's an expression of who you are. It's also a piece of your life that can be passed down through the generations. That's why our expert team is here to listen, understand, and help you find that piece that speaks to your story. We're not just your local jeweler. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your partners in celebrating life's precious moments. Vernon Jewelers in downtown Salina. In our 141st year, we are not old. We're just really good at what we do.
Lily Pad Septic, this is Callie, where we can get you a flush in a rush. How can we help you flush today?
Oh, it smells like something died out by my septic tank. It's bad.
Oh no, I know that smell you're talking about. Cole!
I smelt it from here.
Flush the freakishly fast frog.
I'll follow the funk. It's not a dead animal, sir. It's your septic tank venting gases. Oof. She's full, real full.
That's the smell.
I've got to get back and tell Callie. Callie, he needs a pump out, quick.
Already got a pump truck rolling.
If you need a flush and a rush, call Lily Pad Septic.
We guarantee to inspect your septic issues within 24 hours.
Or you get a free septic tank pump out worth $399.
Lily Pad Septic.
The
We'll be there in a splash.
Callie, quick! Kiss me! That stink stuck to my skin!
I, don't know if I can.
Oh, good. I can smell other things again.
All right, welcome back to Salina Stadium. I'm Anthony Georges, joined alongside Brian Field. Here we go at halftime. Tonight's game is our Game of the Week, Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Our game sponsor tonight is Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. All right, partner, 21-7 at the half. Andover the Trojans, 4-2 on the season. They lead it by 14, 21-7 over Salina Central, and they get the ball to start the second half. Before we get to them getting the ball to start the second half, give me your thoughts on that first half.
Well, I think that the story of this game right now is, okay, the Flexbone is a very disciplined offense. It's all about timing. It's all about good blocking. You have to have a quarterback that understands how to run the option and how to do those things. You've got to have a fullback that can have a low center of gravity and stay in those A gaps and maybe those B gaps and get those yards inside so you can open up the outside game. The key to stopping a disciplined offense is to be a more disciplined defense. And what happened is the offensive front for Andover came out at the beginning of this game and just forced their will on Salina all the way down the field. And then in the second quarter, you saw Andover really start to open up their offense a little bit, and they were taking advantage of the fact that Salina Central's defense has not been as disciplined as they want to be tonight. And you know that Coach Sample's going to talk to him about that at halftime. But the thing is, to stop a very disciplined offense who runs the Flexbone as well as Andover is tonight, and I'm sure has been all year, you have to be very disciplined as a defense. They got caught with some guys out of position a couple of times on the option when they were pitching it to the pitch man, and he was able to get the edge. The other thing is Salina got so focused on that Flexbone run game that they were able to take advantage of it, and they had a bad coverage situation by Salina Central where somebody blew their coverage. They had a receiver open way downfield, Andover did, and the quarterback, Will Hall, made a really nice pass on that too. So right now, the key for Salina, we saw there on their drive, their scoring drive, great play calls. They mixed things up, ran the ball pretty well, threw the ball pretty well, so they know they can do that offensively. The key for Salina is their defense is going to have to be a lot more disciplined against this very disciplined and well-run Flexbone by Andover.
We'll take a break. This is our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Tonight's game sponsor is Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. 21-7 is our score at the half. The Andover Trojans lead the Salina Central Mustangs on senior night. We'll take a break, back with more football right after this on Salina Post.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion, and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl. At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey, Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
New Image Audio is offering ceramic tint. If you're sending your child off to school or your wife on a road trip, ceramic tint offers heat rejection up to 90%, privacy in a college town or in the city, helps keep the wear down on the AC system, making your car easier to cool down. Never worry about your kid locking their keys in their car. With Drone Mobile, you can unlock their car from anywhere. Vehicle breakdown in an unknown area, GPS locating helps roadside service find your loved one quickly with the ability to send the vehicle location directly to the rescue squad. New Image Audio, located at 340 South Broadway. Phone calls welcome.
No matter what team you support this season, CopyCo has you covered with off-the-rack and custom apparel for Salina South, Salina Central, Abilene, Chapman, Sacred Heart, southeast of Saline, Ellsworth, Minneapolis, Bennington, Solomon, and El Saline. Don't see what you're looking for in store? They can custom make items so you can support any local team or student athlete. From t-shirts and hats to hoodies and so much more, your home for local high school sports gear is CopyCo, located at 2346 Planet Avenue in Salina.
4 walls and a roof can make a house, but a home, that's where life happens. First steps, backyard birthdays, morning coffee, sunsets on the porch. Home isn't something you buy, it's something you feel. And when it's right, you just know. For 22 years, Dan Goebel has helped people in Salina find that feeling. And now, he's here to help you. Your home is out there. Dan Goebel knows the way. Call 785-819-1904 or visit Salina Homes to find your way home.
From raw honey to wax melts to beekeeping tools, boxes, and frames, AJ Honey Farms has it all and more. Be sure to check out their salves. Salves is a powerful blend of nature's best ingredients. Beeswax, crafted with care to soothe and nourish your dry skin, minor cuts, and burns. And for dry lips, try out their Happy Bee Balm. Treat yourself to their locally produced honey items or get a beautifully packaged gift set for a loved one. Stop in to see AJ Honey Farms at 901 North 9th Street. More than just a honey store. Ready to take your nursing career to the next level? Memorial Health System in Abilene is hiring full-time registered nurses for their hospital emergency department, and they've got the perks to match. Sign-on bonuses, shift and weekend differentials, a child care stipend, and tuition reimbursement to keep you moving forward. Bring your skills where they'll make the biggest impact, right here in Abilene. Apply today at srhc.com. That's srhc.com to apply for this opening at Memorial Health System in Abilene, taking care of you so you can take care of others.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Close your eyes. Now, imagine yourself cheering from the bleachers at Salina South. Feel the pride of donning the colors of Salina Central. Picture the spirit of being part of the Sacred Heart community or the camaraderie at southeast of Saline. Envision the thrill of supporting El Saline or Bennington. Visualize the unity in rallying for Minneapolis High. Now, open your eyes and see yourself in team apparel from Messenger Total Promotions. Visit them in person in downtown Salina. Obituaries and funeral announcements are available free of charge on salinapost.com. This community service is provided in part by Higher Scott Mortuary and Cremations, formerly Roselawn. Higher Scott Mortuary and Cremations, celebrating life, embracing legacy.
Sage is your go-to source for industrial strength cleaning products, ice melt, floor equipment, paper, asphalt, and just about everything in between. Whether you're a maintenance supervisor, a small business, or just wanting your home to look amazing, stop by 732 North 9th Street in Salina, where we will be happy to assist you. You can also visit us at sageselects.com or call us at 309-1919. Sage Products, the right call every time.
Lily Pad Septic, this is Callie, where we can get you a flush in a rush. How can we help you flush today?
Oh, it smells like something died out by my septic tank. It's bad.
Oh no, I know that smell you're talking about. Cole!
I smelt it from here.
The freakishly fast frog!
I'll follow the funk. It's not a dead animal, sir. It's your septic tank venting gases. Oof, she's full, real full.
That's the smell.
I've got to get back and tell Callie. Callie, he needs a pump out, quick.
Already got a pump truck rolling.
If you need a flush and a rush, call Lily Pad Septic.
We guarantee to inspect your septic issues within 24 hours.
Or you get a free septic tank pump out worth $399.
Lily Pad Septic.
We'll be there in a splash.
Callie, quick, kiss me. That stink stuck to my skin.
I don't know if I can.
Oh, good. I can smell other things again.
When Vernon Jewelers has 40% off store-wide, there must be a special occasion. Through September, Vernon Jewelers is celebrating 133 years in business with 40% off store-wide. Savings include high-quality, unique pieces that will not only be cherished, but create a lifetime of memories. Save 40% during the 133rd anniversary sale at Vernon Jewelers, 123 North Santa Fe in downtown Salina, where it's the little things that matter since 1884. 40% off September only excludes loose diamonds, repairs, and special orders.
And now back to more football action with your game of the week, presented by Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
And we're back, getting ready for second half action here at Salina Stadium. I'm Anthony Georges, joined alongside Brian Field, the color commentator. Brian Dennett doing the video work on Salina Post. Certainly appreciate all of you for watching tonight. It is our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Tonight's game sponsor is Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. A Thursday night, not many games happening on a Thursday, but still, let's take a look at our area scoreboard brought to you by Bennington State Bank. Mostly just a look ahead tonight. Abilene will play at El Dorado tomorrow. Abilene and El Dorado tomorrow. Couple of games we'll have on Salina Post. Southeast of Saline versus Halstead. Sacred Heart versus Harrington. Both of those games will be on Salina Post. Salina South versus Hayesville Campus. You can also see that game here. Salina South and Hayesville Campus, a couple of teams that trying to get their footing so far this season. Salina South, the Cougars will take on the Colts of Hayesville Campus tomorrow. Chapman will play Marysville. Minneapolis will play Russell. El Saline versus Gossel. And Solomon versus Canton Galva. That is our area scoreboard and our area look-ahead scoreboard, because most of the games happen on a Friday night. This is just unique, a game on a Thursday night. Very cool to have a Thursday night lights, though, senior night here at Salina Stadium for the Mustangs. Getting ready for second half action. 3 minutes are back on the clock. Both teams are warming up 21-7. Andover leads it. Well, partner Coach Sandbo talked about it in the open. He said we're not going to have a lot of possessions, talking about his Mustangs, not counting that last play where they got tackled in bounds. They had a total of 3 drives in that first half.
They did, and we were talking about this here at halftime. I mean, you know, the thing about the flex bone, it's very disciplined. A lot of times you can eat a lot of clock. You don't have to be a team that takes a lot of time between snaps to do that, because and that's one of the things that Coach Cruz likes to do. They still run a pretty good tempo, even as a flex bone team, because if you feel the momentum shifting your way, you can just continue to pound, and then make something happen, like on an option, or that power pitch that they've been doing tonight, or that pass play where they just ran a guy down the numbers and there was a coverage breakdown by Salina Central and they got the big play setting up that touchdown, that second touchdown. So I think the big thing for Salina, though, you're only down by 14, okay? You are going to have to take advantage of every opportunity and possession that you have offensively, because you're right, Anthony. At the rate they're going, they're only going to get maybe 3 of them in this half, or 4. But that doesn't mean that their defense can't do some things like create some turnovers, you know, force a fumble, you know, maybe knock down a pitch, or see if you can disrupt. The thing that you have to do a lot of times to stop a good disciplined flex bone, of course, we talked about, to be assignment sound, but put some pressure on that quarterback, attack that point of either whether it's the handoff or on that pitch. You want to attack that. And if they can get in there and disrupt that a little bit, or maybe disguise some things defensively and how they're maybe shooting some gaps, or maybe pick the right blitz at some point, they could create a turnover, a fumble, get the football, and get their team more energized. And that's one of the things that Salina's going to have to do. They're going to have some big plays offensively, but they need to try and force a turnover or do something that disrupt Andover's offense, because I'll tell you what, right now, this flex bone, this is one of the most disciplined, well-run flex bones I've seen in a long time.
And the quarterback, Will Quinn, has got 3 rushing touchdowns on the night for the Trojans. Dunkster to kick it away for the Mustangs. 12 minutes on the clock to begin this third quarter. It is going to be an onside kick right down the middle, and Salina Central is going to recover the football. It's going to jump free at the very end. It looks like the Mustangs have it. It's going to be at the 49-yard line. They do! An onside kick to begin the second half. That's taking advantage of the opportunities right there. Andover was way back, not expecting it. They've got 1st and 10 at the Trojans' 49 after an onside kick.
That's what you call flipping the script. You know, Andover was supposed to get the ball. You just get it. First of all, well executed onside kick. Very well good onside kick. The other thing is if you don't sense creating a turnover, create an opportunity. That's what they did right there. So now Salina gets the ball, Central does, at the 49, 48-yard line. And they've been able to move the football on this last drive. They did a really nice job.
1st and 10 now. We'll get to one of our sponsors here in just a second. It's a high snap running play far side. This is Reeves. That onside kick is our Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game. That Gym of the Game brought to you by Vernon Jewelers. An onside kick to begin that second half. What a gutsy call by Coach Sandbo.
So Parker Lane, we've talked about him tonight. He's done a really nice job. He gets in there and makes a nice tackle for Andover. So here's the thing, and also we talked about this. I want to get his number because that nose guard for Andover is really good. He's been shutting down the middle and he's been clogging that front. But again, this second level, these linebackers for Andover have done a really nice job. Nate Williams, number 63, is that nose guard. But Salina, I'd like to see him throw the ball here.
2nd down and 10. It's going to be a delayed quarterback run. Griffin Hall goes to the left. They picked up just 1 yard on 1st down. They're going to get 3 here on 2nd down. The ball's at the 45-yard line. So 3rd down and 6, a gutsy call. And, hey, how about the execution like you said? The kicker, Duxler, great onside kick, end over end. He scooped it up right at the 50, waited for it to go 10 yards, was decked. Salina Central then got it back as well. Just a great job by the Mustangs right there. Again, that is our Vernon Jewelers Gym of the Game. A big 3rd down right here. 2 receivers come near side out of the shotgun. The quarterback, Griffin Hall, looks to pass. Swings near side to Reeves. Spins at the 50-yard line. He's going to cut upfield, and he's going to be tackled at the 41. So it's a sideways swing pass here to the near side. He ends up getting into the 41, but it's going to be 4th down and 3 right here to begin this second half.
Gatlin Tilson, the senior defensive back. I guess he's listed as a linebacker, but he looks like he's kind of playing a hybrid position there. Came up and made a great tackle, stopping him from getting the 1st down.
The Central offense, they get an onside kick to begin. Now they're going to go for it. 4th down and 3. It's a running play here to the near side. Driving his way forward. It's the quarterback, Griffin Hall. He's got 1 rushing touchdown tonight, and he's got a second 4th down conversion on a running play to the right. A straight quarterback keeper, and it's 1st and 10 for the Mustangs.
He just got in behind that big offensive lineman, number 68, Sajon Mills, who opened up a big old hole right there. And that worked for them getting the 1st down. Like I said, but I really, myself, I would love to see Salina try and stretch the field vertically just a little bit, maybe try to throw the ball downfield.
1st and 10 now for the Mustangs. Moving on the Trojans after the onside kick. Play action fake, shotgun snap, looking to throw, looking deep, rolls the pocket left. He might take off and run at the 40-yard line to the 35-yard line, and he's going to be taken down to the 33. A lot of time, a good job up front by that offensive line.
Well, they had the post open over the middle. The safety did a good job, though, closing in on it, and so I don't know that he was comfortable throwing the football right there, but he had an opportunity. He did have a receiver open over the middle.
21-17, the Trojans lead it. 9:13 to go in this 3rd quarter. Trips right. The ball's on the far side of the field. Coach Sandbo, the head coach in his 8th year leading the Mustangs offense. And it's going to be another swing pass here to the near side. This is Abram Owings to the 30-yard line. Breaks it outside, down the sideline, 15, 10. Tight ropes it down the sideline, and he is in for a Mustangs touchdown. 33 yards, Hall to Owings.
Great pass. Great route, but what made that play happen? Number 8, Noah Peck, the wide receiver, downfield, made an incredible block, and the ball carrier read it so well. And so that was huge. I love to watch receivers block downfield, man. That is so awesome. Right there, he made a great block, and that's a key touchdown for Salina Central.
Only the 2nd catch of the year from Abram Owings. That is the 16th passing touchdown of the year for Griffin Hall, 21-13. Here comes the PAT by Elijah Duxler. Good snap, good hold. The kick, it's a line drive bullet kick. The kick is up, and the kick is good. With 8:56 to go in the 3rd quarter, the Mustangs are right back in it. Andover leads 21-14. We're back with more football right after this on Salina Post.
The hours of drills, the pre-dawn workouts, the hundreds of laps. It takes hard work, passion and drive to do what you love. When you're sidelined by injury, Salina Regional Sports Medicine is just as committed and works just as hard to get you back in the game. Salina Regional Sports Medicine, 785-452-7366. SalinaRegionalSportsMedicine.com.
The Bennington State Bank proudly supports local sports and wants each student to know that their hard work and talent is noticed and appreciated. At Bennington State Bank, they care about local communities and are committed to fostering long-term relationships through the delivery of excellent customer service, integrity, and fairness. From helping local businesses to supporting community youth and nonprofits to helping you purchase your dream home or invest in your future, Bennington State Bank is here to help. Give them a call to experience exceptional banking with hometown service. Bennington State Bank, your trusted hometown bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Salina Stadium. It's another onside kicker right up the middle this time. The Trojans are ready for it. On the receiving end was Barrett Hill. Another great onside kick by Elisha Duxler. Hill grabs it right near midfield. Gutsy call once, how about twice in the same game?
Yeah, the bad thing is now you've given Andover some really good field position. But I want to go back to Abram Owings for just a minute. He's listed on the roster as a quarterback. A lot of times you have some quarterbacks, like a backup quarterback, that can play receiver, and he knows where that quarterback wants to put the ball. He already knows the routes that the wide receivers are going to run because he's a quarterback. He knows the offense, and right there, Abram Owings did a great job running the ball after he caught it. He read that block by number 8, Noah Peck, and that was a great play for Salina Central.
What a big touchdown. 21-14 is our score, and it's going to be a pitch play to the outside. And again, running is number 5. Jesus Delgado hits him, and then he's going to break free down the sideline. He's going to end up getting a first down. Barrett Hill broke a couple of tackles. Delgado thought he had him, but he's got the first down the far side. This is our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Tonight's presenting sponsor is Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance.
He's a slippery running back. I really like that. You know, he's able to make guys miss, but he also can lower that shoulder and get himself an extra couple of yards, and he did both right there on that run.
And they're going to mark him out just shy of the first down, so my apologies there. Second down and less than a yard on the far side. Up under center, running play to Vega. He's going to power his way forward inside the 35-yard line. Vega's got to be getting close to 20 carries on the night. Quinn, Vega, and as we've seen, Hill, just some good running tonight for them 3.
So Quinn's a very smart senior quarterback. Right there, he thought about keeping it. Did you see how the running back got turned just a little bit right before as he got the ball as he was coming away from the quarterback? It's because I think right there Quinn thought about keeping it for just a second, and if he would have, he'd have gotten a lot of yards. I think they were happy getting the first down right there. But you can see he's doing a really good job reading things on this option.
1st and 10 for the Trojans. Up under center, flex bone once again, and it is going to be a quarterback keeper. And diving forward, here's the quarterback. A couple of the guys were shoved backwards on the stop right there. Big number 76, Connor Carter. Gain of just about a half yard. They're going to give him a yard. 2nd down and 9. That defensive front is coming to life. As we said, we've seen some offensive line guys even play defensive line here in tonight's game between the Trojans and the Mustangs.
They are, but I think the thing, too, right here, that was just the quarterback follow. You fake the handoff to the fullback, and he just becomes a lead blocker, and right there you saw the quarterback get in behind him.
Can the Mustangs defense get a big stop? It's going to be a straight drop, a pass over the middle up top, and it's going to be a catch, staying on his feet and going in for a touchdown is number 4, Ben Reynolds, 35 yards on the connection, just a second. Passing completion of the night, this one for a 35-yard touchdown.
So that's the thing, and that's what I'm talking about, being disciplined. That's the thing about the flex bone. You just send a guy over the middle, a tight end right there, a big guy, no coverage in the middle of the field by Salina because they're biting on the run so hard. Some very well-timed pass plays by Coach Cruz, and again, right there, taking advantage of an undisciplined defense at that point in the football game.
10th catch of the year for Ben Reynolds. There's the snap, the kick. It is on the way, and the kick is good with 7:28 to go in the third quarter. Andover 28, Salina Central 14. We're back with more football right after this on Salina Post.
Fall is the absolute best time for the experts at Commercial Tire Centers to look over your vehicle. Summer was tough on your tires, and winter's coming on strong. You don't want to be left stranded with tires that aren't performing. Car, truck, SUV, trailers, farm, and big rigs. Commercial Tire will help you keep safe and productive. Commercial Tire Centers, West Crawford and North 9th in Salina.
Commercial Tire Centers, where service is everything.
Welcome back to Salina Stadium. It is our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Tonight's game sponsor is Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. Let's thank some more sponsors. Kelly Kitchener, Shelter Insurance, Kansas Bankers Technologies, Copy Co., APAC Shears, and Bennington State Bank. Thanks to all of our sponsors who make these broadcasts happen. 28-14, the Trojans lead it. It's a pooch kick to the far side. Bobbled down to the 15-yard line, trying to break it back to the outside is Eli Craybaum. And good coverage from the kickoff team for Andover. The Mustangs are going to be pinned deep in their own territory to start their second drive of the second half.
So let's go back to something right there, because that big tight end, you can tell he's used to blocking, and he's been blocking well all night. Right there, that was their second pass play of the game, so they've got one more because they average about 3 a game. But anyway, but he took advantage of it. And, yeah, maybe it wasn't the prettiest catch because you could tell he's a big old blocking tight end. But, man, he took advantage, and after he caught that football, stumbled for just a second, gathered himself, and got a touchdown, so good for him. But Salina, this game's not over. Salina Central can answer right here.
Here's a running play here to the near side. Reeves has got some blockers. He's got some space. 40-yard line, lowers the shoulder and wrestled down to the 46. Cooper Reeves trying to heat up. Over 1,200 yards rushing coming into tonight's game. A big rush on first down of 26 yards.
And that's what he can do, and that's what he needs to do. You know, he's running a lot harder than he was in the first half, and that's what they need from him. Some good, hard runs. Use that athleticism because he's a good-sized kid. You can tell he's got some strong legs, and right there, that was a great run.
1st and 10 up to the 46 now. Two receivers go to the left. Looking to pass, looking near side, in trouble. Just throws it at the feet of the intended target, Bodie Rodriguez. Some pressure there by the Trojans. This Salina Central offense appears to be in a groove. A team that averages 42 points per game had a great start after the onside kick here in the second half. Went right down the field and scored on a long touchdown to Abram Owings. And then they're kind of moving here to start this second drive of the half. Only problem is they're down by 2 scores with 6:50 to go in the third.
Well, this defense for Andover's been good, and their linebackers at the second level are doing a really nice job.
Out of the shotgun, it's going to be a pitch play to the far side to Reeves, trying to get to the edge. Reeves cuts it upfield. He's going to be hit at the 50, and he drives the player forward up to about the 48-yard line. So a gain of 5 yards right there, and another third down. When you're at around midfield, it always feels like 2-down territory. We've seen him go for 4-down territory. We've seen him go for 4th down twice tonight. They're 2 for 2. Almost feels like you got 2 plays to get 4 yards. 3rd down from the 48. It's going to be a delayed quarterback run to the far side. Hall's got some speed. He breaks a couple of tackles. 35-30, 25-20, cuts it back inside. He's inside the red zone and down to the 15. The quarterback, Griffin Hall, letting the Mustangs run, and they're inside the red zone.
So that's what I was going to say right before that play. Salina needs to use their speed and their athleticism because that's how they're going to wear down this Andover defense. Just overwhelm them with your speed and your athleticism. In those last couple of plays, that's what Salina's done.
And they're looking to go fast. It is going to be a running play here to the near side, a counter. Reeves trying to break it upfield to the 10-yard line. 5 drives his way down to the 3. He's got the first down. Big number 12, 6 foot, 215-pound senior running back. Cooper Reeves trying to find the end zone.
Good hard run, and who made another block right there again, I believe, is that number 8 or 9 right there. I want to make sure we give the right guy credit.
I
think that was Noah Peck again, the senior wide receiver. What a great block he made again. Man, that kid doing a really good job blocking downfield for Salina Central.
1st and goal, a couple of touchdowns on the night for Central. Here's a running play. Reeves drives his way forward, and he's in for a Mustangs touchdown. A 2-yard rushing touchdown for Cooper Reeves. That is his 13th touchdown of the season.
So right there, good hard run. They need that from Reeves. They need him to take over this football game, running the game. Your best athlete, your hardest runner, let that kid do his thing, and he's running like a man on a mission here. I think he's pretty fired up because he's frustrated and doesn't want to lose this football game, and his team's following him. But you're seeing some good things, too. The quarterback, Hall, doing a really nice job. We talked about Peck making a couple of nice blocks.
And Duxler will kick the PAT. It is high and it is good, but there's a flag on the play.
I think they called offsides. Oh,
and they're going to call a false start. They're going to call a false start on Salina Central, so they're going to have to re-kick it, move it back 5 yards.
Well, this could be key because in a game like this, 28-20, you want it to be 28-21. You don't want to have to force yourself to have to go for a 2-point conversion at some point here. So this is a big extra point. He's just going to have to kick it from further back.
Had plenty of distance on that one. He's going to kick it now from the 15-yard line, so a 25-yard PAT. Plenty of height and plenty of length on it. We'll see. Elijah Duxler has been good so far this season. Good snap. The hold, it is high. The kick is on the way, and the kick is good. Sage Products of Salina is your supplier of janitorial products for your business or home. From paper towels to soap and items from ceiling to floor, you will see products from Sage. You can get the same home field advantage at your home or office by visiting sageselects.com. 28-21 is our score after the touchdown. The Mustangs offense is rolling, and now we'll see if their defense can get a stop.
I like Elijah Duxler, man. That kid's got a leg. You could see that was against the wind. And, man, that ball was booted. And so I'll bet that kid could make a long field goal if it comes down to it at this point in the football game. He looks like he's got the leg for it. So 5:29 here in the third. Let's talk about this for just a second. So Salina's done a good job of answering here in the second half. I firmly believe this. Salina, what they're going to have to do and what they can do, use their athleticism, use their speed. They are the more athletic team. You can tell they're the faster team on the field. We talk about this a lot, especially when we're doing those 6A games, you and I, Anthony. It's interesting how, you know, in order to beat a disciplined team like this, we talked about that your defense has to be disciplined, but if your offense can score quickly and really take over a football game and overwhelm the other team's defense, that's what Salina's done on these last couple drives. They've been able to do some really good things using their speed and athleticism.
It's a pooch kick this time here to the near side. It's going to be caught as he's running out of bounds by number 5, Barrett Hill, 28-21. So back-to-back onside kicks. One pays off, one doesn't. And now you get a pooch kick here to the near side. Hill catches it, steps out of bounds, doesn't even get hit. All right, big time right here, big opportunity for the Mustangs defense. So you look at the scoreboard, right? You're going to think they've never stopped them tonight. Really, they haven't.
But
they did stop them earlier, and then it was a bad snap on a field goal. In case you didn't see it, it went through the hand to the holder. The holder tracked it down, threw it to the end zone. There was pass interference in the end zone. A couple of plays later on 4th and goal from the 1, they QB sneaked it in. So really we haven't seen them get an official stop tonight, and this would be a great time for it right here.
I want to go back to that onside kick, though, after this for just a minute.
1st and 10 from the 34. Vega has it. He's going to go to the right side, and he's going to drag Owings. 10 in white, drags 10 in maroon for a gain of 5 yards up to the 39.
Yeah, Owings doing a good job tonight on both sides of the football. So let's go back to that. You ask, okay, you took a chance on the onside kick. You gave the ball to Andover there at the 50, but the thing is they scored quickly. And so that gives your offense an opportunity to get back out on the field. It was not a long, sustained drive because they had that big pass play. I don't know that that's going to hurt Salina all that much because, you know, we talked about, gosh, that really was an interesting call right there when you didn't get it. He gambled a little bit. I don't think that's hurt him. In fact, if they can get a stop here and get the ball back, it could be huge.
2nd down and 5 from the 39. Quarterback keeper puts his hand on the ground, stays on his feet, runs down the sideline, 45-40. It's a foot race outside the numbers 20-yard line and tripped down just shy of the 15. A touchdown saving tackle right there by number 27, Trey Wise for the Mustangs.
I know we talked about this, you know, how important your offensive line is to be a very good disciplined flex bone and how good a fullback you have to have. But the thing you really need is that captain out there on the field. And we talked about this all night. Will Quinn, what a nice job he's done. He's reading the option well. He's taking advantage of the opportunity that he has when he has a chance to run the football. And he's thrown the ball pretty well tonight. And so he's done a really nice job tonight for Andover.
4 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the third quarter. The Trojans lead 28-21. Here's going to be a pitch play to Hill on the near side. The Mustangs have got it covered. Well, they do. Owings throws him down for no gain. We're seeing Owings get more and more involved here on defense in this second half.
Well, and that's what they need. They'd read Reeves on offense. Owens did his part scoring a touchdown on offense, and now he's really stepping up on the defense. And a lot of times that's what who's going to be that player that's going to give you that spark. And so I do feel like this, though. I think this is an important opportunity for Salina to try and get a big stop right here because I think their defense needs to have a successful situation right here and a good stop because they're going to need some confidence. And the thing is, a lot of these players going both ways. That could be a key in the fourth quarter.
2nd down and 10 for the Trojans. Moving on, the Central Mustangs. A running play. Viega right up the middle for a gain of about 5 yards. A big third down. Vega is also the kicker. He's a good kicker. He's got 3 made field goals on the season. So 3rd down and 5 from the 10. You're definitely in his field goal range. We saw the strong leg earlier. Be interesting to see if they don't stop him. If they stop him here on 3rd down, what happens? 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Andover 28, Salina Central 21. The Mustangs started the half off with an onside kick and then a score. 3rd down and 6 from the 10-yard line. The line to gain is the 4. Going hard count here. The Mustangs are going to jump off sides. That's the 4th time they've jumped off sides tonight.
But that's what a disciplined offense, I know I've hammered this hard, but that's what a disciplined offense is going to do. They're going to try and make the defense undisciplined, and they're going to take advantage of the undisciplined defense. And I don't want to sit here and keep harping on that. But, again, another self-inflicted wound by Salina Central. They just need to make sure. What they're trying to do is to get that edge because they want to get in. They're trying to be aggressive. But you've got to be careful because you don't want to, give situations for Andover to take advantage of.
3rd down and 1 from the 5-yard line. Vega has it right up the middle, driving his way down near the goal line. He's short of the goal line, but he's all the way down to the 1 with 2:33 to go in the 3rd quarter. Goal to go from the 1. They'll wind the clock, and the Andover offense is going to try to put it back in the end zone once again.
But this is what I mean. So, again, Flexbone, disciplined, eat clock, long sustained drives, keep the other offense off the field. But Andover's been going pretty quick. They get up to the line of the scrimmage, and they're calling the snap pretty quickly, and they're trying to go fast here.
Goal to go from the 1. They're going to do a tush push once again. They've already scored on it a couple of times tonight. Here's a push into the end zone, and they are running in short. We'll see where they mark it. Still no signal. You're right. Down short of the goal line. It is going to be 2nd down and goal from inside the 1 with 2 minutes to go in the 3rd.
So the defensive front of Salina Central that time stayed low and pushed that offensive front for Andover back. And so that's a nice stand right there for Salina. But, again, a couple more opportunities here for Andover.
They're going to run that tush push once again. Or no, they're going to go straight to the flex bone. 2nd and goal from inside the 1. Up under center, the quarterback, Will Quinn, already has 3 rushing touchdowns tonight. He's going to jump over the top, and he's in for a touchdown for the Trojans. 34-21 with 1:34 to go in the 3rd. How about this? Only allowing 13 points per game is this Central defense. The Andover offense has 34 points with 1:34 to go in the 3rd.
Well, they're going quick, too, and taking advantage of it. And so, again, really impressed with Quinn, the way that he runs this offense and this disciplined flex bone. But again, Salina, just keep up with him. Sooner or later, see if you can flip this script just a little bit, and then, maybe your defense can get a stop and see if you can get the ball back.
Vega to kick it. Good snap, good hold. The kick, it is on the way, and the kick is good. 1:34 to go in the 3rd quarter. Andover 35, Salina Central 21. We'll take a break. Back with more football on Salina Post right after this.
Congratulations, you're having a little girl.
At that moment, everything changed. Our hopes and dreams for ourselves were instantly replaced by our hopes and dreams for her. We got life insurance policies from Shelter Insurance, so that regardless of what life throws at us, we'll still be able to provide the world to her.
Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Hey, Salina, come see us at the Kelly Kitchener Agency near the intersection of Cloud and Ohio. We want to be your Salina, Kansas insurance agent.
New Image Audio is offering ceramic tint. If you're sending your child off to school or your wife on a road trip, ceramic tint offers heat rejection up to 90%, privacy in a college town or in the city, helps keep the wear down on the AC system, making your car easier to cool down. Never worry about your kid locking their keys in their car. With Drone Mobile, you can unlock their car from anywhere. Vehicle breakdown in an unknown area, GPS locating helps roadside service find your loved one quickly with the ability to send the vehicle location directly to the rescue squad. New Image Audio, located at 340 South Broadway. Phone calls welcome.
Welcome back to Salina Stadium. I'm Anthony Georges alongside Brian Field. This is a Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Tonight's game sponsor is Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. Right there, Eli Craybaum had the return, and now here comes the Mustangs offense on another must-score drive.
I want to give the officials credit tonight because I've been pretty impressed with how quickly they're setting the ball, how quickly they're keeping up with the plays, because they're letting these teams go when they want to go. And so they're getting the ball set quickly and keeping this game moving.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs. It is going to be a running play to Reeves. He's trying to get the edge. He's got some blockers. He cuts it back inside, makes a man miss, but Barrett Hill hits him, and then also in on the stop, number 50, and that is Gage Davis. So a short gain right there.
So they stretched it out. That's what they did. They forced him further out, further out, further out. He tried to bounce it back inside, and that's where the safety came up and did a really nice job. Number 5, Craig Baum.
Second down and 5. It's going to be a running play. Hull's got it. The quarterback spins. A nice spin move near the line to gain. He's got the first down.
Sorry, Barrett Hill. It was my mistake. Read the wrong number there. So, again, Salina, just keep the chains moving. Keep going here. Trust the process. You've got time to run one more play here if you want to. But maybe they're going to have to run at least one more, but they've got time here to run 2 more plays if they want to before the end of the quarter here.
First and 10 from the central 48-yard line. 3 receivers go to the left. The ball's on the near side. Hatch looking to pass, throws far side, high pass. Pass is pulled down and caught, and he's going to try to break it to the outside. He breaks a tackle at the 45-yard line of the Trojans. On the reception right there, number 11, Gannon Cole, his 17th catch of the year.
So what I like about that, again, nice little screen right there to your receiver, and just spread the field a little bit horizontally and then work the field vertically. I like the way that Salina's doing this on their last few drives.
Trying to go quick. They're going to snap it, but not before the end of this third quarter. 35-21 is our score at the end of 3. We'll take a break. This is our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Fourth quarter action coming up right after this on Salina Post.
Insurance is something we all need in our business, home, car, and life. But do you really understand what's covered? And most importantly, what you are paying for? Hi, this is Rob Carlson in the Salina office of Smart Insurance. Change is good, especially if you haven't looked at your insurance policy lately. I can help you understand what you need and where the gaps are in your coverage. We provide free quotes and take pride in looking out for you. Smart Insurance, with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Give us a call today.
Welcome back to Salina Stadium. The Mustangs trail the Trojans by a score of 35-21. I tell you, Andover has been very impressive, but the Mustangs are on the move once again. They've been a very good offensive team all season long, and partner, they're going to have to do something right here. They've got to find a way to get into the end zone quickly and get a stop because the Trojans love to eat that clock.
Here's the thing about this, though. We talked about how Salina might not get as many opportunities offensively because their defense was going to have to make some stops, but Andover's scoring so fast, they've really picked up the pace here in the second half because I think that Coach Cruz knows that they're going to have to score some points because they're sensing that Salina's offense is doing a good job. I like the way that Salina's trying to – they're running the ball outside. They're throwing some screens outside. They're trying to stretch the field horizontally so they can try and open up some stuff down the middle. I'd like to see them maybe try. They've had that post route open. I'd like to see them try that right here.
Second down and short on the Andover side of the field. 3 receivers go to the right, 1 left. Shotgun formation.
So here's the opportunity. Single high safety right here because they've got one over there with the trip. So they have an opportunity. Try that post right here.
Second down and short. It's going to be a running play to Reeves. He cuts it back to the far side of the field. He's got the first down and more inside the 35, down to the 33, and the quarterback Hall is already clamping his hands, trying to get the Mustangs up and ready to go in a hurry. They're already set. 3 receivers right, 1 left. There's 11:45 to go in the game. The Mustangs down by 2 scores. Another running play. Reeves has got it. He's going to go right up the middle, lower the shoulder, inside the 25-yard line. He's got another first down.
So instead of hitting the pass over the middle, they've spread the field horizontally. Now they're just running the ball vertically up the middle, getting those trips out there and making Andover go out there with them, leaving the middle open.
And how about this? They're trying to sub. Andover has to call a timeout. Time now for a couple of live reads. We really appreciate all of our sponsors. The official apparel provider for the Salina Post sports team is Messenger Total Promotions. See them in downtown Salina for local high school swag like hoodies, t-shirts, hats, and more. They can custom make anything and also have school items for your car. Messenger Total Promotions in Salina, Minneapolis, and Junction City. Fans, don't forget to check out our Salina Post Facebook page and at @SPostSports on Twitter after the game to see video highlights from all around the area. Proudly presented by Billings Group. Fourth quarter action here at Salina Stadium Central. Down by 14, 2 touchdowns, plenty of time left. 35-21 is our score. They are nearing the red zone, 1st and 10 from the Andover 24-yard line.
Well, again, here's an opportunity. Salina almost to the red zone right here. They've been good these last few drives. In fact, they've been successful on pretty much all their drives after that first one. It's just the opportunity for them has been limited because they haven't had their offense on the field much. And so that's the goal of Coach Cruz, is to keep Salina's offense off the field, so they're going to have to take advantage of it.
1st and 10. Shotgun snap, looking to pass, throwing for Cole near side in the end zone. Too much heat on it. The pass is incomplete. A double move down the near side. Gannon Cole was open, but it's too much heat from the quarterback Hall. It's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it turned into a fade route at the corner of the end zone, and so good coverage right there by Andover. They had that safety back there with him. We talked about it, that single high safety. He read that well and went with him. But here's the thing. Again, now you ran that. Here's what I'd like to see him do. You've got that single high safety. Run that again. You talked about the double move. I'd have him break it off to the middle. I'm telling you, that post route has been wide open. That middle of the field, not just to run, Salina's taking advantage of it, but that middle of the field is open to throw the football.
2nd down and 10 from the 24. 3 seconds on the play clock. 2 seconds. 1 second. They got to get the play off, and they don't. It is going to be a delay of game. And Coach Sandbo on the side is clapping his hands at the quarterback, Griffin Hall. Delay of game, 5-yard penalty. Interesting note here. So we mentioned earlier the K-State Army game and how Army controlled the clock, kind of like Andover's doing. I just saw a fan on the Salina Central side where we're at in the press box walk up with an Army shirt, Army hoodie. So I'm sure he's proud to support the Army and proud to support the Army football team, the Black Knights, but probably wishes his defense could get a stop, unlike the Wildcats did a few weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly.
2nd down and 15 after the penalty. Trips right, high snap, slings it far side to Rodriguez. He's got the catch, and he's going to be smothered immediately. Nowhere to run on the far side. The tackle over there was by number 3, Jacob Thiel.
Yeah, and so he just read that perfectly, and that's what you have to do. When you start to see those linemen set up that screen, you just have to be patient for just a second, and almost like a running back looking for a hole, that's kind of what you got to do to try and shoot that screen, and that's exactly what he did. Made a great play right there.
No gain on the play. 3rd down and 15 from the 29-yard line. The ball's on the right hash, short side of the field, far side. 2 receivers go right. Coach Sandbo calling out instructions to his offense. 2 receivers right, 2 left. 3rd down and 15. Shotgun snap, they fake the handoff, looking to pass. Hall's got all day to throw, rolls near side. Now he's in trouble. Scrambles back to the right, still plenty of time now. Slings it down the sideline, too hot for the intended target, Keaton Smith. Right through his hands. It's going to bring up a big 4th down and 15 right there. The credit in the world goes to the offensive line right there.
Yeah, but Keaton Smith did exactly what he needs to do. As a wide receiver, you see your quarterback's in trouble. You've got to work your way back to your quarterback and find an opening so he can try to deliver the ball to you. But again, that post route was wide open and he didn't see it. I'm telling you, man, that post, that's their touchdown right there.
See if they go to it here. It's a must-have. 35-21 is our score. The Trojans lead it. 10:33 to go in the game. You got to be careful here. Still looking to the sideline, and they're going to have to take a timeout.
Yeah, I think that Coach Sambo knows this. They have to score here because chances are Andover's just going to – I mean, they've got a 14-point lead right here, 10:33 to go. If they get the ball back, they're probably going to eat 5-6 minutes off that clock, and that's going to make it a lot tougher for Salina Central. So Salina Central, I think Coach Sambo knows they really need to score a touchdown right here. This is a very important. And I want to mention, too, so that's a coverage sack. We talk about that sometimes. No, they didn't sack the quarterback, but what happened is the secondary did such a great job covering the receivers downfield. Andover's secondary did that the quarterback had to just continue with his legs, and he did a great job doing it, extending the play with his legs. We saw Smith come back towards the football. Unfortunately, Hall wasn't able to complete it, but you talked about it. Yes, Salina Central's line gave him all day long to get that ball where it needed to go, but you have to give Andover credit because when that's hard for your secondary to stay with those receivers when a play's extended like that, especially when a quarterback starts to take off and run. So you got to give Andover secondary credit right there also.
The Mustangs need to convert right here. 4th down and 15. 10:33 to go in the game. 35-21 Andover on top. The ball's at the Andover 29-yard line. Out of the shotgun, a shotgun snap. Looking to pass. Hall steps up in the pocket, rolls the pocket here to the near side. Trying to find somebody open, heaves it to Cole. He's going to make a diving catch, but he was out of bounds. What a great catch, leaning out, trying to drag the foot. You could tell he was a little bit too far to the sideline. The ball drew him out of bounds. It's going to be an incomplete pass, and it's going to be a turnover on downs for the Mustang. A great play, great job buying time once again. He had Cole open inside the 10. He heaved it down the field outside the numbers. Too far out of bounds. He couldn't quite drag the foot. It is going to be a turnover on downs with 10 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the game.
Well, and Hall, just a junior, by the way.
Great
and
quarterback.
So, yeah, he's really doing a nice job tonight. And he did put that ball where only his receiver hopefully could get to it. Unfortunately, it was just a little farther out of bounds. But what about that diving catch, man? Cole did a nice job. I'll tell you what, though. And this game's by any means not over, like we talked about. The defense here, if they could force a turnover and get this ball back or get a good 3-and-out here or get a stop, it still gives their offense an opportunity. But being down by 14, time's starting to become a problem here.
1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. A couple of flags are going to fly. I think this is going to go back against Andover. And it's going to be a running play by Vega.
They haven't had very many penalties tonight, and that's because, again, I know I keep harping on this as disciplined offense, but they're very disciplined as far as penalties are concerned too.
This may actually be against the Mustangs as they had a guy run on late. They're going to look to the far side to Coach Jamie Cruz, which would indicate that it is on the Mustangs. The white hat walking to the far side, and it is going to be an eligible substitution, or 12 men on the field, rather. And it's going to be 1st and 5 now after the penalty.
Well, that's Salina Central scrambling, trying to get the right guys on the field. And, again, guys going both ways. A lot of guys playing both sides of the football tonight. And you and I do a lot of 6A games where you don't see that as much. And so, you get down here 5A, 4A, 3A, especially 2A, 1A, you see a lot more of that. And so a lot of these guys really having to play hard tonight and pulling double duty. And so this is the time of the game where you start seeing some opportunities for some guys to play because you got to get some subs in there. And again, this is a key drive, though, because if Andover drives all the way downfield and scores, it's going to be really, really hard for Salina here to catch up.
1st and 5 now after the penalty. Out of the flex bone, up under center. Vega's got it, going to run it here to the near side. He's going to be driven backwards on the tackle right there for the Mustangs is number 22, and the number 22 is Crew Humphrey.
I think it was number 58, though, that got in there and disrupted that, Ryan Callahan. You and I have talked about this. A lot of times the guy that makes the play is not the guy that makes the tackle. He got in there, disrupted the play, and then the linebacker was able to make the tackle. But that defensive lineman right there, Callahan, did a nice job getting in there, disrupting the play, and he made the play. The other guy was able to get the tackle, and it was a sure tackle, so that was really good by him too. But that's good teamwork by Salina's defense.
This defense of Salina Central needs some kind of a turnover right here. Vega, the running back, out of the flex bone, 2nd down and 3 again after the penalty. Running play right up the middle, driving his way forward. He keeps those legs moving. He's got the 1st down at the 39-yard line. They'll move the chains, 1st and 10, and they're going to wind that clock at 8:57 and keep it counting.
So
and
this
that clock is not a friend of the Mustangs.
No, and they're not going as fast now because they know they don't need to. They needed to get that 2-touchdown lead. They have that 2-touchdown lead now. Now you want to eat clock. You want to eat that clock. You want a long, sustained drive here. You still maybe want to score, because you always want to score when you get an opportunity, but if they can drag this out and take another 3 or 4 minutes off the clock, they'd be happy to do so.
1st and 10 from the 39-yard line, going hard count. Quinn under center, got 4 touchdowns on the night. 4 rushing touchdowns, I might add. 1 passing touchdown, only his 2nd passing touchdown of the season. Play clock at 1 second, and they're going to snap it with 1. Vegas got it. He's going to run right. He's going to be met by a wall of Mustangs. Not much room to run, but again, they took 40 seconds off. Right there, the tackle was made by number 51, Trey Austin, a junior defensive lineman. Seeing some of the younger guys and not the original 2 deep out there right now.
No, and I think they're trying to get some other guys in there, some fresh guys, and so maybe that's why you're seeing this. But, again, the defense doing a nice job right there. If they can get another hold here on this play and force Andover to punt, that would be huge because, again, Andover would be happy to just eat some clock. Even if they didn't score, if they could get this down to around 5 minutes, but it would be huge right here if Salina can get a stop.
2 receivers go to the left, 1 right. We haven't seen this formation much. Quinn's got it. He's going to run it here to the near side. The Mustangs flooded the football. He's going to get up to the 46-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 4 from the 46. Now they're going to mark it at the 47-yard line, so make it 3rd down and 3 now.
I'd punt it right here.
It's only 3rd down.
Or no, I'm sorry, yeah, but if they don't get it here, I'd punt it rather than trying to, because again, and you're kind of in the middle of the field where you could give them the ball, but I would consider right here just seeing if you don't get the 1st down right here, go ahead and punt it, pin them deep, and then make them drive, because Salina has not driven the ball all the way downfield tonight. They've usually gotten the ball in pretty good field position.
7 minutes to go in the game, 35-21. Andover leads the Central Mustangs. 3rd down and 3. They're going hard count. It is going to be a passing play. Here come the Mustangs. It's a pass to the far side. The pass is going to be caught by Hill. 30, 20, it's a foot race. 10, 5, and he is in for a touchdown. A 53-yard touchdown from Will Quinn to Barrett Hill, and that one is going to be tough to overcome for the Mustangs. 41-21 with 6:45 to go in the game.
Is that the third pass of the game? I think it was just his third pass of the game. All three have been huge. I did not expect them to throw the ball right there. I thought they might be happy just to try and get the first down, if not punt it. But so Cruz right there, again, calling big pass plays in crucial parts of the game and picking the right spots, and he did it right there again. And Salina, they were a little frustrated, but again, they get so used to coming in on the run, and then you get that big vertical pass play for the touchdown.
They got to kick the PAT. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 42-21 is our score. Let's go ahead and thank some more of our great sponsors. Salina Regional Health Center is hiring. See all their open positions and start your new career today with Salina Regional by visiting srhc.com. More football from Salina Stadium right after this on Salina Post.
At AJ Honey Farms, the honey is just the beginning. From raw honey and wax melts to happy bee balm and beekeeping gear, they've got everything buzzing with local flavor. Whether you're soothing a sore throat, starting your own hive, or gifting something sweet to a loved one, AJ Honey Farms brings the bees and the kind of sweetness only they can bottle.
This is Alan from AJ Honey Farms right here at 901 North 9th Street in Salina, Kansas. We truly appreciate your continued support and thank you for choosing local.
Welcome back to Salina Stadium. I'm Anthony Georges, joined alongside Brian Field. 42-21 is our score. This is our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Tonight's game sponsor is Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. 42-21, Andover is leading the Central Mustangs. Central is going to need some big plays in a hurry. High Andover end kick goes to the far side, taken to the 22. Trying to charge its way forward on that far side. Up is Owings, but not a whole lot of room to run, and the Mustangs are going to have to go down the field fast, now trailing by 3 touchdowns.
So let's talk about this. What other thing that Coach Cruz did right there is gave himself that cushion, because you and I know this. 13 points is what you can take out of here. Both of these teams are going to be in playoff contention. They both have an opportunity to run deep into the playoffs here. And so, the most you get is that 13 points, but you want that 13 points because it's crucial when it comes to seeding. And these teams are both, if Salina doesn't win, they're both going to have the one loss.
1st and 10 now for the Mustangs. A swing pass here to the near side to Reeves. Reeves breaks it outside. He's going to be hit out of bounds at the 28-yard line. I tell you, Reeves is just fun to watch out in space. Not a whole lot happened right there.
Uh-oh.
But Reeves, man, he's just a big back. 6 foot, 215 pounds, a senior. Just watching the way he runs, he is athletic. And we heard Coach Sandbo talking in our pregame interview that sounds like he's a very good wrestler as well.
Yeah, and so when you look at that, we'll talk about the standings and what they're working for as far as the playoff seats here. But
6:34 to go in the game. Here comes the blitzer. Here's a screen pass to the near side. Reeves is going to be hit. He loses the ball. It's incomplete. Right there on the spot. Johnny on the spot, as they say, was number 22, Jeremiah Gillett. Man, he was right there to make sure Reeves did not catch it and turn it upfield.
Well, he could not have read that and played that more perfectly. And what I like is he played the man and not the ball right there. A lot of times you get big eyes and you try and make a break on the football. He did a great job right there just making a good, sure hit on the receiver.
3rd down and 9, shotgun snap. Hall looking to pass, scanning the field, looking, steps up in the pocket, throws over the middle, pass is caught by Rodriguez. He's got the first down at the 39-yard line. They'll move the chains. They've got to go quickly. 1st and 10 from the 39. There is 6:18 to go in the game. Andover 42, Salina Central 21.
I like the way the Hall set his feet right there, and the receiver did a great job shielding the ball from the defender.
High snap, shotgun snap, rolls the pocket near side, looking to pass. Hall throws near side again for Rodriguez. He's going to turn it upfield at the 45-yard line of Andover, and he's going to get out at the 44-yard line. So again, but Andover's fine with this, moving, letting the clock run, and he did get out of bounds, so the clock is going to stop. But
even though there's 6 minutes left, you're in your 2-minute offense right here, your 2-minute offense drill, because you got to score 3 times with 6 minutes left.
1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Trips right, shotgun snap, a high snap. looking to throw far side. Pass is going to be caught into a tight window. The pass was caught right there by number 8. We've called his name a couple of times tonight. Noah Peck's had some great blocks. That was into a tight window. Hall completed it to Peck, and it's going to be 2nd down and 4.
Well, and what Salina wants to do here, if they can, is get the guy to the sideline, because if you're tackled inbounds, the clock's going to continue to run.
2nd down and 4 now from the 39-yard line. Straight drop. Here comes some pressure. Hall evades the rusher. Now looking to pass. He might just take off and run. He's going to tuck it. Dive for the first down on the far side. We'll see where the official marks him out. And Salina Central offensive lineman is slow to get up. That's the left guard, number 71, Warwick Blaricon. He, in this offensive line, has done a great job all season long. And they're going to mark him out of bounds back at the 38. So they're going to say where he tried to dive. His foot must have stepped out of bounds. 3rd down and 4 from the 38. 5:30 to go in the game, down by 3 scores. The Mustangs are trying to have some magic on Thursday Night Lights. 3rd down and 4. A couple of guys move early, and we're going to get a false start here on the Mustangs. The running back and the slot receiver both moved a little bit early. They both flinched, and it's going to go to 3rd down and about 9 now after the penalty.
Makes you wonder if there's a little something different there. Maybe he delayed that next snap just by a pinch, because those receivers, a lot of times of course, they're watching. They should be watching the ball. A lot of times, though, they want to watch where that guy's lined up so they can make their break. And, you know, the other thing, too, that you're seeing is that a lot more cushion from these corners on these receivers here later in the game, because you're right, Anthony. They're in a bend-don't-break mode, Andover is. They're willing to give them the outside. They're willing to give them the boundary and see if they can, get it out of bounds, stop the clock, because they know that's what they want to do. But they don't want to give the big play up.
Shotgun snap. Hall looking to pass. Plenty of time. He's going to try to take off and sprint with it. He's going to be nearly tripped up. Now he's just going to throw late. What a wild play in sequence. That one is in a weird angle to throw at. Couple of guys down on the play. 2 for Salina Central as Hall slowly gets back up. Also down, number 18 for Andover, J.J. Remy. Well, that was an interesting play, and now Blaricon is down again on the offensive line for the Mustangs.
Keaton Smith did a good job. Again, I know I've talked about this earlier, but when your quarterback's in trouble and scrambling like that, you have to come back to the football. You have to figure out a way to get to where the quarterback can see you in all the traffic out there. And a lot of times it's tough for the secondary, again, to maintain their coverage and stay with those receivers. And so when the quarterback's extending the play like that, those receivers want to try and move back towards the football, because when you're trying to keep the receivers from going and you're running with them deeper or trying to stay with their route, if they stop and then come back to the football, it's hard for them. So that's how you have the opportunity to stay open, and then your quarterback can see you, and that's what he did. Unfortunately, he just wasn't able to complete the pass.
Another must-have at 4th down, and Warwick Blaricon will not be out there for the Central Mustangs for this play.
I think I would take a deep shot here.
4th down and 9. 42-21 is the score with 5:15 to go in the game.
It's as good as a punt.
Gotta have it. 4th and 9. Shotgun snap. Hall drops back, looking to throw. Steps up in the pocket. He's going to throw across his body for Cole, and he is going to drop it inside the 10-yard line. A great heave down the field into double coverage. Cole had a chance. Maybe was distracted by a couple of players that charged in front of him. Maybe even had it deflected. But it's going to fall incomplete. And with 5:14 to go, the Mustangs are in dire needs of a turnover, and they are looking like they could be suffering their first defeat of the season. They are 6-0, 4-0 in league play. Again, not over yet, but a 3-score touchdown lead for Andover. With this flexbone offense, they're going to try and run out the rest of this clock. Make sure to stay tuned for our Commercial Tire Center post-game show. We'll do a brief post-game show talking about some of the big plays. We'll also name our Smart Play of the Game by Smart Insurance, and we'll also talk about our area scoreboard sponsored by Bennington State Bank.
So it'll be interesting to watch the games tomorrow night and see how things play out. When you look at 5A here, you've got
Vega runs it here to the near side. He's going to be pushed back for a loss. 2 timeouts left for the Mustangs. They're not going to take one here. Under 5 minutes to go, trailing by 3 scores.
So Aquinas, of course, at number 1 in 5A at 5-1. Great Bend at 6-0. Hayes again at 5-1.
These are the K-Preps rankings.
Yeah, these are K-Preps rankings, yes. And so, when you look at these rankings, you see St. James Academy at 4, Mill Valley at 5. It's just kind of interesting because this Salina team is in the conversation. Andover, they're playing like a team that needs to be in this conversation, because I'll tell you what, they have been a good football team tonight.
Second down and 10, and they're just trying to run out the clock. Quinn's got it. He's going to charge up the middle after some miscommunication in the backfield. The tackle on the play right there was by number 76, Connor Carter. Coming into tonight, Salina Central was number 2 in Class 5A on the west side. They were only trailing Great Bend, and Hayes play tomorrow. That's going to be a great game in 5A.
That's the game. You and I were talking about this on the way up here. That's the game I'd really like to see. Of course, we're going to be calling a game tomorrow night, but I that would be a fun game to watch. And, of course, we've called Junction City a lot this year. They played Hayes, and that was a really good football game. That Hayes football team is very physical, and they're tough, and they played Manhattan really tough too.
Third down and 7 from the 47-yard line. The last time they were here, they had a 53-yard passing touchdown. A running play to the quarterback here, trying to break it to the outside. The Mustangs have got it covered. He's going to dive to the 50-yard line, but be short of the line to gain. Is going to be 4th down and 3. And there is 3 minutes and 33 seconds to go. Coach Sandbo right next to the official. Will Quinn having a great game for Andover. We'll name our smart play of the game later. I think I got a couple of ideas for Salina Central.
Oh, there's some guys that have really played hard tonight, but I think there's one in particular.
4th down and 3 from the 50-yard line. Is Andover going to go for it or just do hard count? Play clock at 13 seconds. 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the game. Andover 42, Salina Central 21. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. We're going to get a timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout with them. This is a Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. More football right after this on Salina Post.
APAC Kansas Incorporated has been building the Heartland from the ground up for over a century. From the supply of aggregate materials, hot mix asphalt, and concrete to the construction of roads and bridges, we do it all. You've seen our trucks, and now we want to hire you. APAC in Salina is growing, and we are hiring for all positions. From truck drivers to mechanics, general laborers, and construction, APAC has your next career. For more details, visit the job links page at salinapost.com. Great pay and benefits, APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back to Salina Stadium. Under 3 minutes to go. 42-21 is our score. The Trojans of Andover on top over the undefeated Central Mustangs. Tonight's game sponsor is Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. This is a Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. 4th down and 3 from midfield. The ball is right in the middle of the field at the 50-yard line. And we have not seen Andover punt the football tonight. And the offense is going to jog back onto the field with under 3 minutes to go. They may try to just go for this and then just run out the rest of the clock after that. 4th down and 3, and the flex bone once more. Will Quinn having a great night at quarterback. And they are going to give a misdirection play here to the near side. Hill's got it. He's going to break it outside. He's got the first down. He's got a whole lot more to the 30-yard line. Tackled out of bounds at the 25-yard line. A first down with 2:48 to go. They do an end-around misdirection play, a reverse to Barrett Hill, and another first down to the 25-yard line of the Mustangs.
So what's interesting right there, they did a great job getting that seal. You saw them seal the end, but he made a really nice move outside to break that, and that was a big run right there, and they're just going to let some clock tick here. But I want to go over this. I want to go back to this thought when I was talking about these rankings and Great Bend and Hayes, because you're going to have a bunch of teams in there in that 4-2, 5-2 range after Friday night.
So 1st and 10, he did go out of bounds, so the clock stopped. Vega has it. He's going to run it up right up the middle. Pushed back by number 9, Jesus Delgado. Talk about a kid that's still playing hard. Leads the team with 60 tackles on the season. And it's going to be 2nd down and 8. Now that clock's rolling at 2.5 to go. Andover 42, Salina Central 21.
Okay, so Great Bend and Hayes, we talked about this. They're number 2 and 3. Yes, those are the rankings for K-Preps. But if you look at other teams mentioned, what I was going to get to is you've got a bunch of these teams. You've got Hutchinson at 4 and 2. They're in the West. You've got Goddard at 4 and 2. They're in the West. Andover, of course, 4 and 2. They're going to be 5 and 2 tonight.
2nd down and 8. Just watching that play clock tick down at 5 seconds. And it's going to be a pitch play to the outside. Schumacher's got some blockers at 25. Cuts it upfield. Stiff arms man to the 15. 10. Tries to drive his way to the end zone. He's going to be stopped short of the goal line. And we'll see if they mark him at the 3-yard line. It appears 3 or 4. And they could, if they'd like to, just take a couple of knees and run it out. But we'll see if they try and score. We'll see what Coach Cruz wants to do with 1:55 and counting to go in this game.
So Salina Central, they're going to lose this game, pretty much. We know that. But so if Great Bend loses tomorrow night to Hayes, then you're going to have both of those teams in here at 6 and 1, and so the West is open. And it's very competitive right now for Salina and for Andover.
So first and goal to go from the 4. 1:30 to go in the game, 90 seconds. Vega the running back. Vega's going to get it. He's going to drive his way forward down to the 1-yard line. And just a brute running the ball.
He runs so hard, and what I love about him is that's what you want out of a fullback. He's got a low center of gravity. You just want to keep those legs moving and churning in whatever direction you can, as long as you're leaning forward and you're getting that positive yardage as you're getting tackled. That's what he does, and I'll tell you what, I'm very impressed with Vega.
1:05 to go in the game as we approach under a minute now. We are under a minute, 42-21. Andover's going to win this game. They've got the ball second and goal from inside the 2-yard line. Will they try to score or will they just take a knee? 10 seconds on the play clock. They'll have to take one more snap after this. Up under center, and they are going to run it straight ahead. Vega's going to go across. He's going to score a touchdown, and the Trojans are going to add on 48-21 with 45 seconds to go. What a start to the season it's been for the Mustangs. Their best start since 2005 when they won a state title. It's not how you start, it's how you finish, and they started pretty darn good, and we'll see how the rest of the season plays out.
Well, that was the last season for their legendary coach Marvin Diener. He was a very good coach here, won several state championships in the 90s and the 2000s, but still, they need to be proud. Their season's not over. Central's isn't.
And it's a bad snap. It's going to be bobbled. Hill grabs it. He's going to toss it forward. It's going to be scooped up by the Mustangs and recovered at the 12-yard line. We'll take a break. One final timeout. 45 seconds to go in the game. Andover's going to win it 48-21 over the Mustangs.
No matter what team you support this season, Copyco has you covered with off-the-rack and custom apparel for Salina South, Salina Central, Abilene, Chapman, Sacred Heart, southeast of Saline, Ellsworth, Minneapolis, Bennington, Solomon, and El Saline. Don't see what you're looking for in store? They can custom make items so you can support any local team or student athlete. From t-shirts and hats to hoodies and so much more, your home for local high school sports gear is Copyco, located at 2346 Planet Avenue in Salina.
Welcome back to Salina Stadium. I'm Anthony Georges alongside Brian Field on Salina Post. Fans, don't forget to check out our Salina Post Facebook page and at SPost Sports on Twitter after the game to see video highlights from all around the area. Proudly presented by Billings Group. 45 seconds to go in this game. Andover is going to kick it away. 48-21 is our score. Salina Central going to go to 6-1 on the season. We'll talk about what they've got coming up in our Commercial Tire Center post-game show. We'll have a brief post-game show. We'll give our thoughts. Also name our Smart Play of the Game by Smart Insurance with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. Vega's going to do a pooch kick to the far side. It's going to bounce off a Salina Central player. Owings is going to jump on it at the 23-yard line. And we probably have a time for a couple more plays. 42 more seconds to go in the game. And here comes the quarterback, Hall. What a great night and a great season he's having. A couple of touchdowns for Hall, a rushing touchdown, a couple of passing touchdowns. They're going to fall short tonight against a very good Andover team. You look at Andover, their only 2 losses, Brian, like we mentioned in the pregame show.
Yeah,
2 undefeated teams, 1 in 5A against Cave Mount Carmel, and then 1 in 6A to Mays. So here we go, 1st and 10, 42 seconds to go in the game. They're going to spread them out, 3 here to the near side. The ball's, they're going to move back to the 23-yard line.
Yeah, and that Mays team's the top-ranked team in 6A also, and so that's a really good football team. And that was a game that Andover hung in with, too.
1st and 10. Hall looking to pass, steps up in the pocket, slings it near side. A great catch by number 8, Noah Peck. Should have the first down as he's going to be pushed out of bounds. Hit a man all over him. He still caught it and was able to get a first down.
Well, I like him. You know, he's blocks well downfield. He's got sure hands when he catches the football. That's a good football player for Salina Central.
They're actually going to mark him. No, they are going to give him the first down. They're just going to move the chains late. Shotgun snap, rolls the pocket near side. Pass is going to be caught on the near side. This is by Keaton Smith. He caught the first pass of the game. 27 seconds to go in the game. Andover 48. Salina Central 21. So let's talk about next week. Next week, Salina Central is at Goddard. This was their senior night. And Andover is having their Andover Central game at Andover Central. It's going to be a rivalry game down there to end out their regular season. 2nd down and 5. Hall looks to pass, throws near side to Cole. Cole's got it. He's got some blockers. Cuts it back inside. 50, 45, 40. Down the sideline and out at the 35-yard line with 18 seconds to go in the game. Just a little screen. Here's some blockers out in front, just trying to march it down and score one more time before the end of the game.
What I like about that right there, though, is that he was very patient and let the blocks develop. In that situation, you might just think you want to take off down the field and try to score, but what he did, they're working on some things here. They're just working on their 2-minute offense, and I really like the way that he was patient, Cole, right there, and worked the blocks.
Reeves goes in motion to the far side. Reeves catches it at the 42, tries to break it outside. A great stiff arm, spins off a tackle down to the 31, and that is going to be the end of the game. The Central Mustangs fall tonight. They fall to 6-1. It's their first loss of the season on senior night. A great first half, a great third quarter, but in the end, Andover, the Trojans come in and they win it by a final score of 48-21. Let's go ahead and keep it right here and do our Commercial Tire Center post-game show. I'm Anthony Georges, joined alongside Brian Field. This is our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Tonight's presenting game sponsor is Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. Wow, what a hard-fought game. A couple of teams that are going to be right in the thick of it in Class 5A. Didn't start off great for Salina Central, but let's give us your thoughts on that matchup.
Well, I think the big thing tonight, Andover did what they needed to do in the first half. They wanted to make sure that they had the opportunity to have their offense on the field more, keep Salina's offense off the field, but it also keeps your defense off the field. And we were really impressed, you and I talking about this early on, Andover, when you run the flex bone, it's all about discipline. You want to be very disciplined in the way that your line blocks and their blocking assignments up front, whether they're zone blocking or however they're blocking that. You want to make sure that if you're running the triple option, that mesh point with your quarterback and your fullback, that you're doing a nice job right there, making sure that you don't fumble the football, because as the fullback is going through, the quarterback's making the decision on whether he wants it or not, and that's one of the things you've got to make sure is that mesh point, you don't mess that up. Then you have to have a good pitch relationship between your pitch man and your quarterback when you're running that option. And so those are the kind of things you have to be disciplined about, and also make sure you don't commit any penalties. And so that's what they did. They were very, very disciplined. And when you're very disciplined like that offensively, you want to take advantage of the situation if the defense isn't as disciplined. And so when they got out there and they started just in the first series, they just pretty much went right in that A gap all the way down the field and forced their will and got a touchdown. That demoralizes a team just a little bit. And then you come back later and you start to just hit middle, and then you start to work and spread that field horizontally, maybe run some option, some quarterback counter, some of those things. And then what they really did, and this was kind of the dagger, was they threw the ball 3 times tonight, but when they did, all 3 were huge pass plays. You have to give Andover, their offensive play callers tonight, a lot of credit, because they took advantage of what Salina gave them all night long, and that's what they did. You feel bad for Salina because they played hard. This is a really good football team that's off to their first 6-0 start since you said 2005, the state championship season. Their season's not over, Anthony. They've got the one loss. For them, maybe if Hayes wins tomorrow night against Great Bend would be 6-1 then. But you're going to have a lot of teams in that 5-2 range too. It looks like 5-2 range, and so the West is open. So Salina Central needs to continue to play hard. Know their season isn't over. They made some mistakes tonight defensively, and Andover took advantage of it. But that doesn't mean your season's over. The coaches are going to say, come out, continue to play hard, because they catch the right groove and they just continue on and win out. They could have a really good seed, and that'll give them a good opportunity in the playoffs.
This is our Commercial Tire Center postgame show. At the end of the first quarter, it was 7-0. Andover led. At halftime, it was 21-7. Andover had a 2-touchdown lead. Halftime, right before halftime, was interesting. It appeared that Salina Central had got a stop. They were going to hold them to a field goal. It was a bad snap on the field goal. Went right through the hands of Barrett Hill, the holder. He tracked it down, threw it to the end zone. It was pass interference in the end zone. They got another chance on 4th and goal from the 1. It was a QB sneak in by Quinn. At the end of the third quarter, Salina Central hung in there for a while, but Andover began to pull away, and our final score tonight is 48-21. Now it's time to name our smart play of the game. Smart Insurance with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington. I think the play of the game for me, the smart play of the game, and Brian, I'll ask you your thoughts too, got to be that touchdown pass down the sideline to Owings. A great play, a couple of great blocks on the play, but a great job. Owings, only his second catch of the year. Tight roped it down the sideline, made a man miss. Great play by Hull, great protection by the offensive line. That is our smart play of the game by Smart Insurance with locations in Salina, Abilene, and Harrington.
Well, I think what was special about that play, and I know I really kind of hit hard on it, but he had a couple of really nice blocks downfield. The key to a play like that, when you're trying to get the ball and stretch the field horizontally and give somebody the sideline, your receivers downfield have to block, and they have to make some key blocks. And that was one of 2 key blocks on touchdowns tonight that number 8, Noah Peck, the senior wide receiver, made. And I want to talk about we talked about his size, 6'4", 245. That kid's probably a tight end at the next level because he's a big, strong kid. And tonight he's a tight end playing wide receiver, in the spread offense. And so blocking downfield is huge, and I think that was the thing, like you said. Hall did a nice job rolling out, finding his receiver, hitting his receiver. Owens did a great job getting down the sideline and reading some blocks, but the key thing is that he had some good blocks downfield, and so that was probably, in my opinion, the best executed play by Salina Central tonight.
Our Vernon Jewelers gem of the game was the onside kick to begin the second half. A gutsy call by Coach Sambo. It paid off. His team recovered it. The kicker, Duxler, recovered it, and then they drove down and scored to make it 21-14, but essentially the Andover Trojans hold on, and they win. Andover goes to 5-2. They're at Andover Central next week. Salina Central goes to 6-1. They're at Goddard next week. So at Goddard for Salina Central, Andover at Andover Central next week. Real quick, let's take a look at our area scoreboard brought to you by Bennington State Bank. No scores to report tonight, but let's talk about some games tomorrow night. So our area look-ahead scoreboard, our score schedule would be the better term to say. Abilene versus El Dorado tomorrow night. Southeast of Salina at Halstead. That'll be one of the games we have here on Salina Post. Sacred Heart versus Harrington. Another game we'll have on Salina Post. And then Salina South is hosting Hayesville Campus. That is one of our game of the weeks. And then Chapman will play Marysville. Minneapolis against Russell. El Saline versus Gossel. Solomon and Canton Galva. And then our game tomorrow night will be Junction City. The Blue Jays will be at home for their homecoming game against Washburn Rural.
Yeah, another rivalry game, and I'm really glad we get to call that game tomorrow night. Of course, we've been doing the Blue Jays, and that's going to be another big game, and that's going to be a game to decide the Centennial League title, but it's also big for those guys for seedings too. And so, again, just want to finish this. Salina Central, their season is not over. You go back into the locker room, you talk about it for a few minutes, you learn from it. Come Saturday night, you got to forget about it and start thinking about Goddard their next game, because that's going to be another good football team that's kind of similar to Andover in a lot of ways. And so, I think they're 4-2 also. And so that's a team that we'll see how they are after this week. But that's another team that, that could be a tough one for Salina, but they just need to regroup, understand what they need to do the rest of the season. And again, they're going to get a good seed in the playoff. They're going to get a home game in the first round of the playoffs. And so they just need to regroup here and come back and play good, strong football.
This concludes our Commercial Tire Center post-game show. This has been our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Our game sponsor tonight is Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. For Brian Field and Brian Dennett, our video man. Brian Dennett, awesome at video. Brian Field, great at color. I'm Anthony Georges, the play-by-play broadcaster tonight from Salina Stadium. Thanks so much for joining us right here on Salina Post. Central Falls, for the first time this season, they go to 6-1. Andover wins. Again, this has been a presentation of our Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Game of the Week. Tonight's game sponsor was presented by Kelly Kitchener at Shelter Insurance. Good night, everyone, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night.